Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag. Because I think that's where you'll find him. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Boys Club. Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're world star hip hop.
World star hip hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club Podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me and I'll sue.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Ding! Oh yeah, I should explain the bell. The bell is a yes, queen, like yes, I agree, or like ding ding, like good point, or like good burn, like really just like it's a positive experience.
Sweet. Yeah, I watched a bunch of like yours and Emma's like yesterday, and then like I went to see her at Oasis. Like I feel like I've been hanging out with you all day because I was watching your podcast.
I love her to
She's
bits.
such a sweet. Everyone's like
two bits.
Everyone I've met has been so amazing.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. Oh my gosh. So I've started doing intros in the episodes. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to nail it this time. Welcome back, guys, to the Intoxicated Podcast. This is the drinking, comedy, variety talk show here in Halifax, featuring comedians, friends, characters, various guests, mostly comedians, though. And I'm here with our guest this week, Miss Victoria Welch. Welch? Welch,
like the grape juice.
Like Welch's grape juice.
Yeah, and then go by Vicki, and everyone calls me Chips. I can't win.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna call you Vicki.
Yeah,
because Victoria, like, you seem like a Vicki.
Yeah,
more like a Vicki than a Victoria.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have you here tonight.
I'm so
and
excited.
Guys, follow the podcast on social media, please. Facebook and Instagram, Intoxicated Podcast. YouTube, which if you're watching this, you're already on the channel, but subscribe to that shit because I need the numbers. And we have a Gmail that never gets emailed. So if you have like relationship questions, feedback, perhaps send it in an email and not a 1-star review. That would be greatly appreciated.
Constructive criticism. Don't just hate. Like, you can't fix a 1-star.
That's kind of my thought. I'm like, why would you give a 1-star? Like, why would you go out of your... I don't know.
Like, let me reach out and make it better.
Exactly. And that email is intoxicatedpodcast@gmail.com. And we do also have a Patreon page, which is patreon.com/intoxicated, where you can get bonus episodes and early access to episodes for money. So that's about it. But Vicki, welcome!
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you here. So well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. We are drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited because you came with a special mix.
Yes.
Which this is great because I was telling Vicki before this that I wanted to start doing the guests make a cocktail kind of thing, and you have what is called.
I call it Vicki Fuel.
Vicki Fuel.
Yeah.
I think that should just be the name of the cocktail.
Yeah. Like I've always called it that. Like with or without alcohol, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And one time, like I had some, and I was just like super amped out on a night out, and people were like, "Are you on coke?" I'm like, "No, it's just tea. It's just tea. Like that's just me plus like a little extra caffeine."
Oh my God. See, this is why I feel like we'll get along because I feel the same way. People are always like, "What are you on?" And I'm like, "Nothing.
Just this
is just my personality.
Yeah, I can't turn it off.
Oh my God, no. So what is in this?
So it's David's tea, Queen of Tarts tea, which I love. It's like it's got extra. It's mate tea, and then it's got extra caffeine, like guarana or like one of that shits in it. And then it's like hibiscus and something else that makes it red.
The hibiscus I can definitely taste.
Yeah, and obviously that makes it the red color.
It's delicious.
And then you just mix that up, make it a nice tea, and splash some gin in it, and it tastes like kind of like fresh blackberries.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so good. It's refreshing. And what I do like about this, it's a good break for me. It's not carbonated.
Yeah.
I love fizzy water. Like I'm addicted.
Oh, me too, so much.
Addicted, but it does make me gassy.
Oh my God, I know. Like I gave up most pop for fizzy water, but I'm just like burping all the time. So I was like, wait, what will
Right?
not make me burp when I'm up here with you?
Yeah, no, this is so good. That we're gonna be not bloated. We're gonna be hydrated because we also are both rocking water as
Yeah,
well.
yep.
It's important, people, to hydrate when you're drinking.
Yep.
And
That's how you don't feel hungover the next day.
you don't feel hungover.
You just prepare.
And we are drinking. Actually, by coincidence, we both had Willing to Learn gin
Yeah, there we go.
from Nova Scotia Spirit Co., which is delicious.
I think we're just soul sister, like soul neighbors.
I
Like we're just like borrowing sugar.
I think that
or
we
something.
might be.
Every time I read like your Facebook, I'm just like, do you think I was gonna post that? Like,
I know. Well, it's strange because I saw you, so I would have seen you for the first time at the ladies' night. I think was
Yeah.
when I first saw your stand up.
Yeah.
and I was instantly just like, I love this. I just love people whose comedy is personal. That's what I gravitate towards with comedy. Well, I appreciate all forms, and I appreciate storytelling or all that.
Oh, yeah.
I just love. There's something about like someone who gets TMI and personal.
oh yeah,
That
and-
I love so much, and you're pretty much like that. Would you
yeah,
say?
I'm pretty upfront. I don't really hold anything back, and I love to swear. And
Yes.
yeah, I just don't give a fuck. And I've been through like the gauntlet in the last like year, so it's just like I have nothing but stories. Like I have like an hour's worth of material about all my bullshit. Like
Crap, so much, and you're brand new to comedy. Like,
yeah,
very
pretty
new.
Yeah.
You're like a baby deer growing the legs.
Oh yeah, just figuring it out and.
I love that though. But you're enjoying it. How are you finding
I'm
it?
Loving it.
Yeah.
I did a couple sets like around it must have been like December or January.
Okay.
Because Matt Ryan's a really good friend of mine.
Yes.
We used to like do call center stuff together.
Oh,
so like
wow.
we've been in the trenches, we've been through some shit and whatever.
Yes.
So he started doing it and I was like, man, like I just been through my breakup and I was like, well, I always wanted to do this. So like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I went and did like 2 sets at Gus's and they went really well. Like they're pretty decent. And then like work and life got like so shitty and crazy. So I was
Right.
like, well, I'm just gonna keep writing, and then like in a couple months when things settle down, I'll have like a whole bunch of material.
Right, and you've already gotten over the first couple nerves of getting up
I've
there
done
the first
it.
couple
Yeah.
times.
And I had a bunch of friends come out and support me, which was really nice. Like a ton of people came out, which like made me feel really good because you got to hear those like not just like the newbie like pity laughs. Like my friends like were just so proud of me, and like after going through a bunch of shit, like it's like yeah, all right, like I'm doing it. And then I was, dragging my heels, and then Matt Ryan's like, I'm hosting Oasis comedy, and I spend
Perfect.
a lot of time at the Oasis already, so
Right, because you do karaoke.
I do karaoke. Yeah.
So we have a lot in common. We're both you're how old?
Oh, 34.
34. Okay, I'm 32. So we're in our 30s. We're both in our 30s. We are both jobless right now.
Yeah. Bogey vacation.
We both don't know what's next.
No idea.
Which can be exciting, but it's also quite stressful. But it
I
is.
go through it. I'm like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to sit behind a desk. Fuck.
And we're both single.
Yep.
I'm way more single than you because I've been single for 8 years, but both single ladies. And we both love the 80s music.
Oh, so much 80s.
Yeah,
My heart and my soul and my being.
Would you say is that the majority of the karaoke?
I do a lot of 80s. Yeah, like a lot of my 80s ladies. Like
80s ladies.
You got your like some Tina Turner. I do like the Go-Go's a lot. Scandal, like the Warrior. Like
That's such a good song.
I don't do anything half-assed, so like I learn a new song like every other week, and then not always get to go up and do them because it's busy, but like I
Right.
learn new shit all the time. So
So you can carry a fucking tune then. Is it safe to say?
I'm not great, but I have a lot of fun, and people like kind of my energy, and I pick songs very strategically that I know I'm like in the range of. Like,
Right.
I think about it real hard, and
It's like strategic.
yeah, I'm just like, what are people gonna like too? Because like, you don't want to see somebody like watching somebody do Eminem. Like, it's really entertaining for like the first minute or two, like, because it's impressive if they're good at it anyway. But then it's like a 5 minutes of just rap, and like when you're sitting and drinking, like that's not fun. Like, I can't dance along in my chair to it.
You need a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, and I'm all about the crowd pleasers, but I do also like throw in, because like I'm very predictable, like thinking like 80s.
Me too.
80s, and then I just learned like a bunch of hip hop songs. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw everybody a loop. So I did like X Gonna Give It To You one night, and I learned it like it took me weeks to learn it, and I just like I go hard. I'm like just like I start bending over.
Love
like,
that. I want to see that.
Oh, it's good. I have a little bit of a video I'll have to show you. Somebody like took one night.
Oh my God. So I'm now determined to plan the ultimate girls' night some night, either at Oasis or at Beerley's.
Nice.
Which would involve comedy, drinking, and then karaoke afterwards.
That would be the best.
Like, I think that we should get the comedy gals together.
Absolutely. And it's hard. Like, I love like Beerley's and like their scene and everything, but I love Oasis karaoke so much better.
See, I need to go.
Yeah.
So this is Thursday night, right?
Yeah, it's Thursday night. Starts at like 8:39 or whatever. But I love it because the host Dave Smith, he like backs you up, and like he plays guitar. So like if you're doing like an 80s song with like a really kicking guitar solo, he will do the guitar solo, and you feel like you're actually performing. You're on a stage, like you're going hard, and like if you're struggling with a song, like he'll do the backups or sing along with you, and like, you know,
that's
kind of help you out. Like, it's nice to have someone right there on stage with you,
yes.
Especially if you're like nervous and like you're new to it. You've never done it before. You're just, you know, there to have a good time. You're not like a super nerd like me who like takes it a little too seriously.
No, I love that you take it seriously, and that makes me so happy.
It's so much fun. Like, it took me like years. It's kind of like comedy, like years to do. I always wanted to do it, and then I had a friend who was like, "All right, like we'll learn whatever song you want, and we'll go up and we'll sing it together." And then after that, it was like I make a joke about a lot about how it's like my key bump of attention. It was like a fix. Like, I needed that like rush of going up, and like if I can sing drunk in front of a bunch of people, I can do anything. Like, that was my confidence builder for the week. Like, that was how I felt great about myself.
Damn.
So it was like I just started it, and it was like you know, it's like heroin. Just keep going.
So was there always a part of you growing up that was performative?
Yeah, it was always like a lot of different things. Like, I did some like school plays and stuff, and like some of them I would like, the teacher wouldn't like me and I'd have like a crappy background role, or the teacher would like me and I would get like a really cool, like, I was always like the weird girl roles. Usually like we did some like play about like all these crazy women in like in this like asylum or whatever, and each person was like different. Like, one thought she was Amelia Earhart and one thought like this, but I was like the spacey gossamer dressed girl who like very kind of like Ophelia, like I walk to the window and just like jabber on about nonsense and then wander back. And like, so I did a little bit of that, and then I also did like band. I'm a super huge band geek. Like,
okay, this is all coming together. So you're just like artsy all around.
Yeah, I like to just do like, I like an outlet, and it's always like kind of changed. So I did band in school for like 6 years, like hardcore, and they picked my instrument. I did flute, which was like,
oh, interesting.
So a lot of band camp jokes at the time, because American Pie, so many. I'm like, no, I do not put that in my First of all, it's cold. Second of all, it's expensive. Like,
would not be comfortable.
So expensive, and like, yeah, like you can find something probably easier and better, like within like 5 feet of you.
A banana would be better.
Yeah, like anything. Like, just fucking use your fingers. It's fine.
I know, I used them earlier today. I told Vicki to come a half hour later because I was like, I was sexting.
Just like, awesome.
I got carried away.
No judgments, all good.
I knew I was like out of all the people, and like, she'll understand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all good. So I did that like hardcore too. Like, I did like my school made me learn an instrument because I transferred schools. Actually, I went to, shocker, was a weird kid, and my parents put me in an all girls like private school. So I went to all girls school from grade 7 all the way through.
With a uniform?
Yeah, uniform, kilt, like tie.
Damn, I've always been kind of fascinated with that, and like, because I didn't go to a school like that, but I was always like wondering if that would be good or bad.
I loved the uniform because you just didn't have to think at all in the morning. You just rolled out of bed, and it didn't matter how like like wrinkly or whatever like your clothes were, as long as you were in your uniform pants and in your whatever. And we had a lot of options too. We had polo shirts and turtlenecks and like sweater vests or cardigans or like
good.
The kilt or there were pants and
did you have just one of each thing or did you have multiple?
I kind of had like I had like one of most things, but I had like the undershirts, so like the turtlenecks and the polos and all that I had a lot of.
Right.
And then like you had your daily uniform, and then like whenever time we did something like fancy or we went on like a field trip, we'd have our number one uniform.
Oh, okay.
Which was like the blazer. It was the kilt, the blazer, knee socks. And my school was founded around like horseback riding, because it was like a small private school for girls who wanted to have time to ride and do school, because it's very time consuming.
Oh, okay.
So we had like a rat catcher collar instead of a tie, which was worse. I would go for the tie any day over that collar. So we'd be going like downtown Toronto, like walking around, going with this, and like there'd be all these pervs on the road, like yelling at it, like a clump of schoolgirls, like just being creepy.
Oh well, yeah,
so
of course.
You learn men were
right?
disgusting pretty early.
There's a reason they like the scroll girl uniform
creepy.
outfits.
It's like
it's
you
a little
only wear
creepy.
that when you're like underage.
I won't lie, I've rocked it a couple times. But when you think about it,
I pulled the
creepy.
kilt out. You know.
Hell yeah!
Like it's still like in my closet somewhere. Like
hell yeah,
it's there.
Well, like the whole. I think you know what I think did it. It was Britney Spears' "Baby One More Time" video.
Yeah,
that's really what sexualized that whole look. I think.
And then when it was all girls too, people are just like, "Are you lesbian? Are you this or that?" Like, and then
which is silly.
Yeah, and my school was like really small. We had like 80 students, so like. All the way from grade 1 to OAC. This is when OAC was still a thing in Ontario.
Oh, wow.
So, like, it was, like, super small. It was, like, rural. So, like, a lot of people would send their kids from Toronto and, like, Mexico, apparently. We had a lot of Mexican students learning English, but also because we were in the middle of nowhere, if they were having, like, drug and sex problems, like, they were just, like, tramping it up in Toronto, they would send them there because they can't really get into that much trouble in the middle of nowhere. Like, you couldn't walk to a store where the school was. Like, it was, like, country.
Oh, damn.
So, it was, like, you got some, like, interesting mix of like kids who were kind of smart and weird like me and kids who were just like in trouble
and like
who were like doing coke at like 15, and it's just like okay.
And did you see that happening?
Like a bit. I as the weird kid like didn't quite fit in. Even at the small school it didn't quite fit in.
Yeah.
I
like, still don't fit in.
Yeah.
I feel like
I've just like accepted. I'm like I am what I am. Okay. Like people like that. I'm just like I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, that's so great. And were you always like that though, or did you have some like issues in school with like feeling alienated, or were you always just kind of like fuck it, I am who I am?
I was bullied a lot, but I would still do what I wanted. Like I read like The Hobbit in grade 5, and like all these kids were like giving me all this shit for reading this book, and I'm like, why? Like there's goblins and dragons and hobbits and wizards. Like this is awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I was like bullied like all the way through school. Like I'm an only child, and I have older parents, so I was kind of like a little bit doomed. Like my older parents and my dad's from the UK, so we would mostly watch like British comedies and stuff like that. So I just I wasn't on the same wavelength as like the kids I was with.
How old are your parents?
My dad's in his 70s, and my mom's, I don't think she's in her 70s yet, but she's getting there.
Okay, same age as mine.
Yeah.
Another thing to have in common.
Yeah. And
older parents, it's weird.
Yeah, and
it is strange.
You watch and like you become more adult because you're usually around their adult friends, so you're more mature, but you're still a kid, so like you're trying to relate to your peers and you can't. Like we didn't have cable either because we were out in the country, and they all had cable and stuff, so I couldn't relate to like TV and like.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. This is so okay. I'm like way more fascinated about this now.
Yeah, so it's like
so kind of sheltered, kind of a little bit sheltered.
Yeah, like I like only had a couple TV channels like CBC in like TV Ontario, which is like it's kind of like PBS, I guess.
Yeah,
and all that. So it's like
so you weren't really exposed to pop culture.
Not a lot. No, like I'm going back now. Like great way that guys love to like. So there's like here's all these movies you haven't seen. So like I watched Back to the Future with like a bunch of guys, and like
that's a great excuse to watch a movie though.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. Let's watch it together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like when guys like friends and like my ex would like always want to get me to watch like things I hadn't seen. I like watched all the Alien movies. Like we would watch like we would do we used to do what me and a couple of friends did a MacGyver night where we would watch all like 2 or 3 episodes of MacGyver, and then we started throwing in a movie at the end that I hadn't seen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so.
I actually do agree though, because there's so many classic movies that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and
I kind of like having the mystery.
Yeah,
and also kind of something to like look forward to maybe sometime.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to like once you watch it, like you've seen like the references to it on TV and stuff, and it's like, oh, like I get it enough to like know it, but like I haven't seen it. Like I haven't seen like when I watched Alien and she was in like the big robo thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh okay, like you bitch. Like
I experienced that when I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time.
Okay.
Because when I watched it was like a couple years ago. Actually, no, it was during Intoxicated, so it would have been like last year. Yeah, maybe it was last year that I watched it for the first time. But when I watched it, I loved it. By the way, like fucking loved it. But it was kind of like I described it as like getting DNA results.
Yeah.
I was like, this makes so much sense now because so much of what I love was inspired by this.
Yeah, and like you see those like all those little things that like I missed like all these cultural references for so long, and
now you know because you watched it. Yeah,
and I get a lot with like the cartoons like He-Man and like all those things that people watch. I'm like I haven't seen any of that. Like I've watched it like now like it's on Netflix, but. Which I think is better because I'm like, yeah, let's smoke some weed and watch He-Man.
Yeah, watching it as an adult with a different lens on the world, it would be interesting.
Oh yeah, it's
kind of like you're reliving your childhood or like the childhood that you never had.
Yeah, and like I didn't think I felt like I missed out. Like I really enjoyed like I was like the show like stuff that I watched. Like my dad and I would watch old movies together on TVO. So we'd watch like a bunch of like Hitchcock movies, like and a bunch of like old like stuff like that he liked. So I like have this other like separate kind of culture that like, and I read like crazy. I was like such a reader and like that kind of stuff. So I had my own, like I never felt like at a loss for it, except I couldn't really relate to my peers.
Right. You were exposed to a different era.
Yeah, a lot of that. Them. And like I tried, like I had a Sega Genesis for a while, and like
yes, Sega
I wanted Genesis. But I got Sega Genesis.
Okay. It's happening then. So I do a lot of streaming, and I've been meaning to do a Twitch stream sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Of playing old Sega games.
Nice.
I just need to get some controllers, and then you and me can do that.
Awesome.
We can play some fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
My dad could probably dig it up and mail them to me.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
I'll
like
see.
I've been meaning to do that because that's the only, like my only kind of experience with video games is Sega.
Yeah.
Even Nintendo, I never played Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was always Sega.
I think I wanted Sega because like I liked the games better. Like I played a few friends and stuff, and like the thing is my parents bought it and then never bought me any more games, so I had like a couple of games. Eventually got bored with it, and then like later on in life I kind of just being a nerd stumbled back into gaming,
right?
And which I loved. But yeah, like I got a GameCube, you know, a boy I liked had a GameCube and I played his, and then GameCube.
Well, I think video games is a good skill to have as a female. But I truly do, because I think guys really dig a chick who can play some video games.
Absolutely.
Or appreciates them or like knows things about them.
And knows like if you're playing online, I'm not gonna get pissed that you can't like handle me immediately because you're in the middle of a match with somebody else. Like I get that.
Yes.
Like I understand that. Like
see, I was the girlfriend that would get so pissed at my ex who was like, I'm naked here. What are we doing?
Yeah. Come on. But yeah, it's I get that, but also like don't ignore me for video. And that's kind of like part of my breakup too. Was like so much. Like, he was huge into gaming, and like I was I'm a pretty decent gamer. Like I have my PS4 and like I don't PC or anything, but I have like stuff that I like to play, but I'm not like all like every day or like all the time.
You're not like super intense.
Yeah, like when I get really into a game, I'm into it, but other than that, like I'm not. It's not all the time. Like my PS4 is mostly for Netflix.
It would probably get so addictive. Like I thought about playing The Sims.
Oh yeah,
I almost did it, and then I was like, this could go downhill real fast because I'll just build the life that I don't have right now.
Yeah,
like I'll just build a character that like has a boyfriend. like I'll just build my ideal relationship, and then I won't apply for jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's what you should be doing during unemployment, Sarah, is applying for jobs, not playing The Sims.
I was playing Skyrim, which is like big RPG, right?
Yes,
And you can get married in that, but like I couldn't figure out who you could get married to, and I was like, I'm on like the wiki looking for like which husband I think is like deserving of my character because she's a badass.
Hell yeah,
she's a cat person, and she sneaks around and she gives no fucks.
Do you make your character like you or like how you'd want to be?
A little bit. Depends on the game. Like Skyrim, I always pick the Khajiit, which are like cat people, because I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm a cat person. Like
fuck yeah, cat. Yeah, we are both cat people.
Yeah, so if I could be a cat person, it's awesome. And but when I play like other games, like I try and give them like red hair, kind of like me, or like I make like a character that I could like really like get into like the role play aspect.
Right.
Like I ended up like making a character for like Mass Effect once, and I made her like you could like pick a certain backstory, and like I picked like the most fucked up like damaged backstory, and I gave her like bald hair and really big kind of like shell shocked looking eyes.
It's like a badass.
Kind of like a badass, but who's been through some shit. Like she cares about certain people, but she'll like still punch other people in the face.
Maybe like a Mad Max.
Yeah.
Kind of like
and just
nitty
like,
gritty.
Yeah, like it was like I think her backstory was like she was like the only surviving member of some like crazy battle, a space battle or something, and like she's seen some like shit. And
I love that.
And so like I just kind of like picked that backstory and gave her kind of like an extra crazy look, and then like I played the character that way instead of trying to be like evil or good or whatever. I was like, how would she like react?
Damn.
Like tell my own story with it, kind of.
So you're a bit of an actress.
A little bit. Like have fun, you know? Just,
yeah. Have you ever thought about acting?
Not recently,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I had so much fun with it in school, and now doing like stand up, I'm like, okay, like I can, you know, you never know where life will take you.
So many comedians kind of will audition for things. Too.
Yeah.
Like it kind of feels like almost like a transferable skill.
If you can, because if you can get up on stage and do that kind of stuff, and then you just even maybe you pick character roles or things like that that are like you, and just kind of wing it.
Because it's so much of it too is like I'm thinking about doing it, and I'm just like memorization. Like, even just memorizing your jokes. Yeah, that's like something that seems so hard to me right now.
Hard. I'm so shit at it, and which is weird because like I have my book with me all the time, and like a security blanket. I'm just holding my little book.
Yeah.
But like when I did Yuck Yucks, like I remembered the whole thing. I didn't like I had the book with me, but I put it down, and I was like, I really obviously it was Yuck Yucks, so I was like, let's like bring it.
Yeah.
Like people are paying $5 for this.
Oh, so it was the amateur night that you did.
Yeah.
And you did it and it went good.
It went yeah, I think it went really good. It was nice to be able to like hear the feedback and stuff. So like it made me feel really good. Like I felt like people liked my single girl material and all that. Like that goes over really well with the ladies.
Well, that's the thing. And like that's like I think that's why you resonated with me so much because I related so much to it. And I always wonder like how straight men in the room take jokes like that.
Yeah. Sometimes
you know?
I'm just like I was so like this isn't for you. Like you can pee now or grab your beer. Like this is not for you. Like I have some stuff I'm working on about just like how to be lazy and fabulous, and it's just like this isn't for you guys. Like if you want to be fabulous and take it in, but this is probably not like your arena. Like
and you know what? That's okay because I've talked to like so many people on this podcast, like just various levels of experience. Some people have been doing it, you know, over 10 years, and like people like yourself who just started. It's interesting. Like they all say when you're starting out, just do what you know. Yeah. Just stick to what you know because like the muscle will develop. Yeah. And you can eventually write things that appeal to everybody. Yeah. But like really like when you're starting out, it's about doing it consistently, working on it, working on the confidence. Which is it's just so huge. Like, and I feel like you're very you feel very natural up there. I don't know if you feel that way, but
I'm so nervous when I go up, and then when I get up there, like I'm shaking, but I do feel like I'm good on stage. And also like I do it so much at the Oasis. I've already been up there doing karaoke. Like it's my bar, so I feel more comfortable. And a lot of places that have open mics are dive bars I've already been to and already have been drunk at and have done karaoke or done whatever. Like,
it feels comfortable.
Yeah, like these are my places. That's why Yuck Yucks kind of scared the bejeebus out of me because I'm like, this is the first time I've been somewhere where I haven't already been drunk and embarrassed myself already. And also all of your toilets line up with the wall, which most dive bars, there's always one in the ladies' bathroom that's like,
I know, right?
Every single one has one.
And they all feel like I'm gonna break this if I sit on it.
And you have to like get really close to the wall and like Beerley's has one, Gus's has one.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Oasis used to, but they had to fix one a while ago. And
you know what? Oasis has a good ladies' bathroom.
Yeah, I love it because
mirror
it's so
space.
big. Like they know that we're gonna spend a lot of time in there.
I love that.
Except that one big mirror is like a funhouse mirror, so it makes you look a little wonky.
I never even really noticed.
Yeah,
really.
it's a little wonky. They might have fixed it, but yeah.
The Fickle Frog used to be my jam.
Yeah.
It used to be where I would hang out all the time.
Nice.
And they would have karaoke there on Tuesdays. Right. That's a tiny ass bathroom.
Yeah, I was there.
That's tiny.
My buddy of mine who comes, like, we kind of like, we treat areas, Oasis karaoke kind of like, it's like our like church or family dinner. Like all my friends get together and like we have all these acquaintances. You get to see everybody. Like,
and is it a given that you go every
week?
It's
a given. You don't need to check in. It's like you check in if you're not gonna go.
Do you have a group chat?
No, we don't even need to do that. Like we've been going for years. Like,
oh my God.
We used to work at a call center like down in the Maritime Center. So like we like
Was
I
it
started
web.com?
going much later. Yeah, what's web.com.
I know a couple people who worked there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked it when it was register.com and then it got bought. And then they were like, you know what? You don't need integrity. And I was like, no, I do. I do need integrity.
And I feel like people who think that shouldn't work at a call center.
Yeah. Like if I can find a place that like, I'm kind of like a salesperson. So like, that's why I feel so comfortable on stage too sometimes. Cause like I would run around, like when I worked retail, I'd run around my store and just like make jokes with people and like be kind of on all
Talking
day.
to people all the time.
Yeah. So it was so easy, but then like being on the phone. Like,
well, and handling just menial, boring tasks over the phone.
Yeah. And just sitting and
what's
like.
your password? What's your date of birth?
Yeah.
Like following the script. It's just absolutely mind numbing.
No, and then you just wait for calls and like all that kind of stuff, and it's like I got a lot of reading done, but
oh really?
So much reading.
See, because my call center experience was at Manulife.
Okay,
maybe I should bleep that. Actually, I don't really care. I don't work there anymore. Why do I care?
Yeah,
like they're not gonna watch this, and that was, I would say, like 90% of the time constant.
Yeah, it would
like
be
maybe a
constant.
minute or two between calls. Maybe
was it inbound or
inbound? Yeah,
yeah, we did outbound. So sometimes like there'd be like big delays just occasionally, so you'd get like 5 minutes to like read or whatever. Or if you worked extra hours on the weekend for just extra money, like the calls would come in like every 15 minutes. So I would just sit there and read comics like all day, and then
that's not too bad.
And then I finish my comic and like hand it over to the guy like across the way. I'm like, here you go, I'm done this one. Like you can have it.
And I will say there's something about the consistency of work. Like, so you always, you kind of know that you're going in, you know what you're going to do. The day, if it's a decent day, will go by quick. There's something to be said about that as well. That's kind of a good thing about it. Mm-hmm. But it is, like, I think if you are a creative person who's meant to do something more with their life, like, no disrespect to people who want to work at a call center, but I think creative types, it just makes me sad sometimes when I see creative types in roles like that, where I'm like, no, like, you could make a business out of your art, or you could like pursue comedy, or you could pursue being a musician. Like, I don't know, like it just makes me sad sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like it's tough because it's like, you're stuck behind a desk all day. Like when I started working in retail, I loved it so much because I was just like on my feet all day. Like I was just running around. Like I could not stop moving because I'm kind of an anxious kind of person anyway. So
energy body.
Yeah.
Energy
just
body.
Like go. And like even when I was like exhausted, I would just like buzz around that store like a cracked out bee. Like,
okay, so I need to know, what's your star sign?
I'm a Leo.
Of course you am. Yes. I was gonna say you're either Leo or Sagittarius based on like what I know of you. That's awesome. Yes, Leo. Yeah, because you love attention. Leos love attention.
I do,
and I love that you admit that you love attention.
Yeah.
Because you want to know what. There's nothing wrong with loving attention.
No, like
that's why when I post a thirst trap, I hashtag it thirst trap because I know what it is.
Yeah. Like I wear like brightly colored stuff. Like I'm wearing like a blue shirt and an orange bra. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I know. Like I like to stand out. I've always been a little bit different too with like fashion, and like I like to really express myself with my clothes. And then like working retail, I got to buy so much stuff that I wouldn't normally be able to afford or buy because it's like a weird piece that you wouldn't normally like pick up.
Right.
Like a puffy gold jacket, and I'm just like, well, I can get that puffy gold jacket for like $12 and then wear it to Oasis karaoke and rap Ludacris.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
So with stand-up, are you someone who plans out your looks for stand-up just like karaoke?
I do a bit, yeah. Like I have jokes based around what I wear because I tell jokes about mom jeans, and like if I'm telling the mom jean jokes, I like to wear the mom jeans.
I love mom jeans.
Yeah.
Who was I talking to? Oh yeah, it was Andrew Vaughn. Shout out Andrew. I'm calling you out on the podcast. But he was talking about how he loves when women wear the high-waisted jeans because like it just makes the butt look so much better.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, absolutely it does because it's hugging your body.
Yeah.
Jeans that are fucking at the midpoint, you are just like, unless you're stick thin, like with no curves, they're not gonna look good on you.
The higher the rise, the more flattering, depending on like where your hips are, depending on like oh, I just spent forever working in jeans, but it's like you got to figure out where your hips are to make like your waist look the smallest. And higher rise works for most women,
the majority.
And I've seen like a few women wear like a lower rise jean, like because of the way they're shaped, like even like depending on size too, like it works for them. And I'm just like, but try the high rise, and even then they're just like, I do like these too. But
when I was like very young and very skinny, because I used to be quite skinny, I would wear like the really like the Britney Spears "I'm a Slave
Oh,
for You."
yeah.
What like, and this
Love
was before I was shaving my pussy too, so I don't know what was going
our
on
jeans
there.
were so low back then. I remember like you couldn't bend over because you would,
Right?
you would like they had the whale tail if you were wearing a thong, and they wanted that look. I'm like, why? As I show off my bra, it's not much different, but
It's weird how like things from that era are coming back. Like
Yeah.
bell bottoms are coming back.
yeah, you see the flares a lot, which I'm like, oh.
I'm curious. I'd like to get one with like a slight bell
Yeah.
and maybe see how I feel about it.
I think like if you have to wear like a heeled shoe, kind of like
Yes.
a boot cut, and then like you could rock that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love a good pair of jeans. I actually fucking hate pants. A lot of people like, but people who know me well know I'm mostly a skirt girl. But when I do wear pants, I wear jeans, and they need to be high waisted. And I love distressed pants. Like what
Oh
you
yeah,
have.
like the rips and
I
everything.
love that.
Yeah.
You can't take the pop punk out of this
no.
girl here. It's in there for good. It's ingrained.
I
in
ordered
me.
when I was returning all my shit to my store. I was like, well, I don't need the work clothes, so I want all the cash back. But I ordered a couple things because I saw online they had plaid jeans, plaid high-waisted jeans.
Interesting.
And also cheetah print high-waisted jeans, and they were like buy one get one half, and then like a bunch of coupons. And it was my birthday month, so I was like, give me these.
Oh,
so
amazing.
I was like, yep, I need both of these like things.
I have a feeling we should probably go shopping together.
I love
I don't want to like say it right away, but yeah, I think we should do that.
So like I always shop alone because like I am kind of like a power shopper, but like I never have anyone who wants to put up with like my shopping.
Well, the thing is it's tricky because it can be energy sucking.
Yes.
I actually do get shopping anxiety, especially with pants. Well, actually, I'll just say it with any type of clothes because I'm having body issues right now. Like I don't really like where I'm at, and as soon as you start trying things on, you're coming face to face with like I am now a large, not a medium.
Yeah.
And which is ridiculous. by
Yeah,
the way.
like the sizing is like
That's
don't
just
look at the size, just look good. Like you try and tell that to people, but it's still like it sticks in your head. Like when I
does.
dropped from like a 12 to like a 4, it felt really good to tell everybody I was a
Right?
4. I was like, fuck yeah. Like I don't like I look good either way, but like yeah, it feels good to be like I lost this chunk.
Yeah.
And like be like I'm a small or medium now, but then you start like you can't obsess about that because like you go to some stores it's normal, and then you go to H&M and it's like everyone's a 16 plus no matter how small you are.
oh my god, it's insane. The inconsistencies with sizing.
Oh, it's like it's so hard.
And I don't think it's that way for men.
No, not really, because like, and that's the thing too. Like when I worked at the retail, like the men's jeans were all in inches, but women's are like 6, 8, whatever. And
Right.
like there is a pro tip for everybody: if you need to convert to inches, it's add 22. So if you're a 4, you're a 20. Oh my god, 26. Yeah. Oh my god.
Right? Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So like that's
And
how you do it.
Is it waist?
Yeah, in like
Waist.
inches.
Oh,
In
okay,
inches.
inches,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like you'll go in a guy's jean is like a 32, 32, and then like that's the insane.
I just did the math. I'm like, oh,
Fuck it. I
I'm-
don't care. You give me whatever size you want.
I'm so the frustrating thing about my body is that I am in every way, bra, shoe, pants, like I'm a half sizer. So I'm not an 8 and not a 10. I would be a 9.
Yeah.
But you can't get size 9.
No.
But I would be halfway between an 8 and a 10.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating because the 10s always look big on me.
Yeah.
And the 8s look just slightly too small.
Too small. Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. I'm just like, Sarah,
Do you like
need to
stretch
just
your
lose-
insoles? See, like that's the option because like you could always wear an insole with like a slightly bigger shoe and then
That's
stretch
actually
out.
true.
Like there's so many tips to like stretch out your shoes.
And I'm pretty bad with shoes. Like I'll usually get smaller because they will stretch.
Yeah.
And the same with pants because they will stretch.
Oh yeah, anything with like yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just like certain styles of shirts. It's just so weird. I'm all over the place.
Oh, I know. It's
My
trying to
body's
like
fucked
nail
up.
it down, like how to make your shape look good. Like, you know, when you're going up and down and like weight and all that, it's just like, how do I like make my shape work?
For me. And like I've had like full on breakdowns.
Oh yeah, definitely
over
like
this.
cry getting ready for like Oasis, even though I'm like, I don't need to impress anybody at the Oasis, but I can't.
Your status on your birthday hit me in my soul.
Oh, yeah.
you said it was something like that I'll be there at this time depending on how many outfits
Yeah.
I change. Like
Yeah,
something
it's
like that.
unless I hate my outfit and then it'll be longer. I planned it, but I might put it on and be like, no, this is a fat outfit today. Like,
I related to that so hard because so many times I'm just like, I will change like 5 or 6 times sometimes.
I definitely like
before
tried
going.
about 6 or 7 outfits tonight.
Oh.
I just had to, again, like I thought I had it, and then I put it on and I was like, no, this is not it. And I was like, I'm sitting down, so like that, take that into consideration.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Nikki Glazer, the comedian, and she has a podcast called You Up, and she talks a lot about like her stand up and stuff like that, but she will just talk about things she goes through as a woman.
Yeah.
And she's ruthlessly honest about body issues and like the fact that she's like had eating disorders and she's like still not happy about how she looks, and she will just say things exactly like it is. Which is so refreshing and great because I feel like as women we're so pressured to be strong, independent woman who like has the self like how do you just get self-confidence? I don't really know, or like body confidence. Like it's, you can be self-confident, like you can like love who you are as a person, but like hate your body, and like that's very hard to come to terms with.
Yeah, and like I found when I worked in retail, like dealing with everybody else's body types, like I learned to really like accept and like everybody's struggle. Like I call them insecurity zones because everybody has one, whether it's like your thighs, your booty, your belly. Like I would be like, all right, what do you not like? What do you want to like hide, or like what makes you not feel good? And like I making somebody feel good in like their clothes, especially jeans, where jeans are so hard. Like that's where I got like some serious like emotional value out of like a shitty retail job.
Yeah, no, that
like,
must feel really good.
Like when you get someone who is like, I have tried on jeans in the entire mall, I've tried on jeans all week, I can't find anything that fits, and you put them in that pair and they feel so good, and you pair it with like the right top or something, and they're like, I'm going out tonight in this, and like I would have girls who would come in wearing outfits I recommended to them, or like got them set up with them, like, here, I'm wearing it, like look how good it is, and I'm like, I know, you're so adorable. Like
that is amazing.
I miss those people so much because it's hard to like. There's so much to struggle with. Like whether it's this and that. Like mine is like my muffin top. I've got like I'm a bit of a muffin, but everything else I'm like mostly okay with. I also have like a problem with my smile because my teeth are fucked. But
girl, I feel you so hard. I feel the same. I don't smile with my teeth for that reason.
Yeah.
I like it's just it's so hard. Like I didn't think. Like, when I went through puberty, I experienced it. And then I would say, like, my most confident would be, like, my mid-20s, maybe. I was, like, probably, like, my most confident. And then, like, it all came back. And I was just, like, I didn't think I would be experiencing this at, going on 33.
Yeah.
Like, this is madness.
Yeah. How am I still not, like, and it's all out there just to, like, make you, but there's so many, like, now that, like, companies are getting on that, like, body positivity thing, which is nice. Like, the store I was at started to, like, they have I don't know. They have an underwear brand, and like their underwear brand is all about positivity. Like they don't Photoshop their models. They don't airbrush them. They don't they make you feel like comfortable when you go in there, and you don't feel like awkward or weird. Like when I go into Victoria's Secret, I'm just like it's so overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's dark. Every bra is like super tricked out. I'm like, I just want like a plain a nude bra, a black bra, and some fun ones. Like and just the one that makes my tits look good when I go out. Like I need that one.
And there's nothing worse than when you're like going through the sizes and you're holding them up and you're like, nope, not gonna fit me. Nope, not gonna fit me. And then you get to the large, you're like, this might not fit me. And then you're like, shit, where do I go? How the fuck is this a thing? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And then they start doing like extended sizing. So if you they'll size you, and if you don't have like a store size, they'll like order it and just like ship you for free and stuff. And I'm like, that is so much easier for like when you struggle with that kind of stuff, like with bras or with like they need that version for like swimsuits. Like the store does sell swimsuits, but it's like they need like a swimsuit store, because I haven't bought a swimsuit in like 10 years because I just can't deal with that. Like, and even like I felt like probably my most confident now that I have like almost in my entire life.
Oh, really?
Like body wise.
Oh,
like
good.
I feel like I'm like been feeling really like I lost a lot of weight, which is nice. But like I feel like I look good. Like I look healthy. I don't look too skinny, because I was always really skinny as well. Like growing up, like people would put my mom aside at school and be like, is she eating?
That's something people forget a lot about, the other side of being skinny. Yeah. Because I think people assume it's just like only larger people get made fun of. It's like, no, if you're on the other side of it, you get made fun of too.
They're like always concerned about you, or like they make jokes like eat a sandwich, and like all that stuff. And I'm like, I eat like crazy. I just had like a crazy metabolism, and
people will always feel the need to comment. And it's just and it's the same with like celebrities and shit. Like if a celebrity is showing bone, like hip bone or something, people will be like, are you eating? Or does she have an eating disorder? And it's just like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah. None of your fucking business.
Maybe they had a busy couple of months and they went up or down. Like, no, fuck off. Like our shapes change all the time. Like, get over it.
Like, my body's like constantly changing, and it's just like it's so weird.
Yeah,
it's so bizarre. I'm just like
as you get older too. Like, my feet went up a size, and then I also like I went up. I used to be an A cup, and I went to a D.
Oh,
like
damn.
in my like late 20s. Like,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, girl.
That's one area of me. I'm like, I will not change it. I love my tits.
I do miss my
Love my
little titties
boobs.
because like I didn't have to wear a bra all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's
you wear
a good
those
thing.
like shelf tank tops, and like when I would sleep, like now it like slumps over, so I usually
Yes!
have a blanket in there.
Yeah, and that's the thing about bigger boobs. Like, it actually feels better to wear a bra sometimes.
Yeah, I have like lazy bras that I buy from like the dollar store that are like lazy, kind of like really cheap, just like thin. They just hold them and kind of in place.
Kind of like bralettes.
Yeah, kind of like a really cheap, like $3 bralette from the dollar store, and then kind of wear those like, for some repairmen coming over, because I don't want to be like, well, my roommates around, I don't care, but like,
Yeah.
if repairmen come in, like I don't want the nips on display.
And something for laundry day.
Yeah, laundry day, or just, you just have maybe like a sore booby day. You want to,
Sore booby days are so real. Oh my god. Okay, I hate being a woman. I fucking hate it. There's so much to deal with.
Much.
And I don't think that men understand.
No, it's so like I have so many.
I
so
love
easy.
you men. I love you men. Trust me. Most of my problems are because I love you too much.
Yeah.
But like
so
you truly
easy.
don't understand. Like, it's like these hormones. It's whole, and it's so crappy when you feel out of control.
Yeah, like you're just
Because
like
of your hormones.
you have like the wrong day, and you watch a commercial, and it just makes you cry, even though you've seen it a million times. It's just like, what the fuck?
What
And
is
you're like,
happening?
all right, and then 2 days later, you're like, oh, that's why.
And like the PMS, I've never really experienced it as bad as I do now.
Yeah, I used
the
to not get
depression
like
around it.
the cranky, like so cranky, and the easy to cry. Like, I
Oh,
used to be
yeah.
a wall. You can make me cry for anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Leo.
I watched the King of the Hill episode I'd seen like a million times. It's the one where Cotton teaches Peggy to walk again after she falls out of a plane. And it's my favorite show. It's my favorite show. I've seen it
What
a
show
million
again?
times. King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Okay, yes.
Love it. I love it.
It all makes sense now. Your Facebook is
A
full of
lot
King
of
the Hill.
yeah.
I love that.
Everyone tags me in King of the Hill shit because I love it.
That's amazing.
But he teaches her to walk again, and like I've seen it a million times, but then I watched it on like the wrong day, and I just started bawling because I'm like, Cotton is an asshole who hates his own son. Who hates everybody, but he like respects Peggy enough to teach her to walk again, even though he kind of hates her too. But he respects like her strength and her like, I don't give a fuck, Cotton, like I'm gonna be me kind of thing. And I'm just,
but you're just seeing it in a different way.
in a way, and I just
Yeah.
bawled my eyes out. I might have been a little bit drunk too, and like come home from like a night out, and I was just like,
Are you an emotional drunk?
not really. Just like when I catch like stuff like that, like TV,
Yeah.
or like when you're watching a show, it's like the sad music starts, and I know it's coming, and it just.
For me, it's Animal
out.
Rescue videos.
Oh, yes.
I feel like if I ever need to go cry, I'll just turn on Animal Rescue.
Yeah.
And it just.
Or
I
like
can't stop
animals or her friends, like
Yes.
Animal Odd Couples is on Netflix. Like a chicken is best friends with a dog because the dog is blind and the chicken leans it around. I'm like,
So cute.
if they can get along, why can't everybody else?
Why can't we all get along?
Why can't we be more like the dog and the chicken? Like,
Oh, it's so true. Being a woman is garbage.
oh,
But I want to get into relationships because your comedy is like, you have a lot of jokes about it, and you mentioned in your stand-up that you were in a 15 years. That's a
Just
long
shy.
time. So you're 34.
Yeah.
So when did you get in? How old were you when you got into this relationship?
So it was like 19. Yeah, like we knew each other.
Well, now that I think about it, that's not so bad.
Yeah,
That's just really a long
That's
relationship.
a long time, and like it was really good for a while. Like we were both kind of nerdy, we were both little stoners, and like
Did you meet in college?
we met through kind of like his friend from like best friend from high school was in my like section in my dorm, and then he would come down in the summer because I stayed the summers because I wasn't going to go home because I lived in the country, and all my friends from my fancy private school were from other countries, so there's no point in sticking around. So I met him, and we kind of just started hanging out more, and the kind of not sad, but the way that we really got together was when World of Warcraft came out, because all of our group was playing it, and he lived in Dartmouth, or Eastern, what do you call it?
Eastern Passage?
Where's the Portland Hills?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Portland Hills. So he's up up that way. So like he would come. We were all playing, and like we'd be playing online, talking on like on the chats and stuff, and like that's how we got to know each other more.
No, that's that's not sad. That's cute.
So like we got to know each other. Like we met a few times before, like when he'd come down to visit and stuff. And then like we played that, and then we just kind of like got together that way when we did like a big LAN party. Like after the Christmas season, we had like everybody like brought all their computers down. Like this is when you still had like the big monitors. And,
I
like,
remember those days.
Yeah. And, like, we were just playing like WoW like crazy. And
so you met over a video game?
Kind of, yeah, like in real life, but still like we connected over a video game, and like it was good. Like he lived in Portland Hills like for the whole time, and like I was down at school, so we wouldn't see each other all the time, but like he would come down like most weekends or like stay for a little while or whatever. So then eventually I moved to the city, and that made it like a lot more convenient.
Right.
So we just like, and we were like the couple that everybody wanted to be like we.
Oh yeah. There were a couple goals.
Yeah. It was like, we hang out and like we would go out and do stuff together. Like we'd go to concerts and do a bunch of fun stuff. And like, we were both really chill, and we like play games together or like play them like alone, or like, he'd be playing something on his like computer, and I'd be playing something on like
that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Like where you can share in the interest, but kind of have your own things.
Yeah. Or he would like introduce me to like old retro games that I'd never played, and like we play them together, or like I'd be playing something and like he'd look up the wiki so we could like min-max and be like a super badass character and stuff. So like,
nerdy love.
Yeah, it was like a pretty good like nerdy love. And then we actually moved in with each other kind of like by accident, because I got bed bugs.
Oh no!
And when I got bed bugs, his mom wouldn't let him stay at my house and come home without like this whole weird routine of like stripping down in like the garage and putting on fresh clothes and immediately washing it. So we started living in my studio apartment, which was like, so like it was a decent size. It's like down on Barrington Street by like the Henry House. So it was like that old building. It had like really high ceilings, and like it's like gray.
Did your apartment have a bed that you had to go up a ladder?
No, but
Okay.
that's the building.
That's crazy. I have a friend who lived in that building.
Yeah, it was
that's insane.
Yeah, so he ended up just kind of living with me, but he like chipped in for rent and everything like that. So like that was about like maybe almost a year that kind of happened before I was like getting on my lease and stuff. But we managed to tolerate each other like living in a studio apartment for almost a year.
That's a small space.
Which is real small space.
That's like, I mean, like at least with a one bedroom, you can like hang out in the bedroom or like hang out in separate rooms. But studio, oof.
Yeah, like the bathroom's it. Like that's private time,
and that's a whole thing for a relationship when you move in. Because, well, I mean, listen, it's been a long time for me, so I kind of forget what it's like. But just the idea of like going from the like honeymoon, just dating, staying the night here and there, to like you are living together, like you are eating meals together, you are like
you're cooking and cleaning, and you got to keep all that.
You gotta poop with them in the apartment, like all this stuff. Like it just takes it to a whole other.
Yeah, and like he never lived like I lived with roommates and all that stuff in college, but he never lived anywhere but home, so it was like a little bit weird. So I was like, all right, like I know how to take care of myself, but throwing somebody else into the mix, like that was so much like extra work.
Like this is how you do things.
Yeah, it's like he knew how to do things. It just seemed like the cleaning was always a problem with our relationship.
Oh,
like,
was it?
It was always like he would do like dishes and like the cat box, and then like I would have to do everything else, and that was somehow equal. And I'm like, no, it takes me hours to scrub the bathroom and the kitchen and the floors and like do all that stuff. Like I appreciated not having to do the cat box.
And I don't know how you would. Like, how would you do that in a relationship? Like, would you just like divvy up tasks?
Yeah, like do we make a chore wheel? I don't know. So it was always a problem because like I'm cluttery, and
same.
He lived at home, so I don't think he ever really had like an expectation about how to clean like a whole apartment. And
right.
like, his bedroom was cluttery, and so it was like always a problem in our relationship. We would always fight about cleaning like all the time, and frustrating because it's like I'm trying my best and like doing all this stuff, but like I can't reach this stuff, and sometimes like you just can't scrub hard enough. Like you need a little like
you need manpower.
Yeah, like not to be like all girls are powerful, but like maybe can you just like scrub this one hard thing that I've been at for like an hour and just give a little.
Every single time something happens in this apartment that involves like I'm gonna be honest, even like opening a pickle jar, I'm just like fuck, I can't do this shit. Yeah. I need someone to do. Yeah. I have friends who live in my complex, so I usually send a text being like I've done it again. Yeah. Please help.
That's ridiculous. Creative. And I have a male roommate too, so I'm like, well, at least he's there to like.
That's perfect.
And he's tall, so I'm like, all right, you can reach the tall shit, and
hopefully he's good. He's good at cleaning and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. And he's military, so like we keep our stuff clean. Like he keeps the kitchen pretty clean, and I usually do like the bathroom. We haven't really like discussed it because it's only been like a little bit, but
Right.
we both kind of keep our own. Like I have my messy kind of like TV area, which is my mess, but like he has
This is
his
my
own-
mess.
Yeah, this is my spot. Like when you go to an apartment, this is my home base. I'm gonna be here. There's gonna be clutter. There's gonna be candy.
Your
there's gonna be
organized
stuff.
mess.
Yeah, like this is where I live. Like this is my like downtime spot. Like,
And I feel like so many people who are like us, like cluttery people, like it looks crazy, but like we kind of know where
I know where all my
everything
shit
is.
is. Like I know,
You know?
where it is. Like I can find like I was looking for like a specific shirt and I knew exactly on the floor like where it would be. under this shirt and that pair of jeans and like a pair of boxers or something.
Yeah, you know exactly where in the closet it is.
Yeah.
That's so fun. That's one thing that I kind of suck at, though. I will always be shitty with clothes, like hanging out my clothes, organizing my clothes.
Mine
I'm
just
bad at that.
everywhere. Yeah, especially like retail. I have so much of it now, and then like changing sizes. It's just like I have so many clothes, and it's like, do I get rid of it or do I just like knot it and do a cute crop top thing, or like all my jeans? Because like when you got all this employee discount, like I have probably like 20 pairs of jeans between like 8 and 12 that I'm just trying to sell.
God damn.
I was like, and they're barely worn. Some of them I still have the tags on because I bought them and I'm like, I didn't wear them.
You should sell them.
Yeah.
You should do like Facebook Marketplace.
I'm
or
so
something.
afraid of people on the internet. Like,
I
they're
actually do
so
agree. I
creepy.
put a dress up recently, and it's like filling me with anxiety. Just the idea of selling it.
I had this really bad experience actually right after my breakup was like he never let me decorate and do all this stuff. I'm like, we need like a bed frame for our bed. Our bed was on the floor. I'm like, we are not students. We are in our 30s. Like, what is this? So like, as soon as like I think it was the second day after, like I got a bed frame on Kijiji and a guy came over and delivered it. And then he groped my boob.
What?
And yeah, this guy just kind of like groped my boob. And I was super gross, like, like cleaning and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was because I stupidly mentioned that I was single to this random Kijiji person, and I made him deliver. I paid for delivery because I didn't have anything. So let him in my apartment, which was like, I'm just like, dumb. Like, why did you not get murdered? Like
Well, I mean, you never know.
yeah. So he like delivered the stuff and like he helped me put the bed together because like he had to come back because he forgot like a bunch of the bolts, and I'm like,
Maybe don't come back.
right. So he came back, he helped me put it together, and then he gave me a hug. And then when he gave me the hug, he reached in and he did like one of these on my boob, and I was just like,
That.
he's like, you got my number, and I'm like, no,
Oh my god.
I'm single, but I'm not that single.
And how did you react in that situation?
I was so stunned. I just wanted him out of my apartment as fast as possible. I was just kind of like,
And
thanks,
that's
nice to meet you. I'll message you if I'm free. Like,
And just so people know, that's the normal reaction, I think, for most women.
yeah, like I wanted to yell at him and be like, get the fuck out. Like,
We just want it to be over with, and
because I'm alone in my apartment. Like,
absolutely, if you get confrontational, you never know what could happen.
no, yeah. And
Yeah.
so I was just like, all right, let's just get out of the situation and then we'll block his number. Problem solved. But it was just like, I thought back about it because I didn't tell anybody the story until much later. I was like, yeah, that kind of just like touched my boob in a weird way. Like, and it wasn't even like a grope. It was like a burp, burp. Like he like bounced
Honk,
it a
honk.
little. Like,
Oh god.
I'm just like, and I was wearing like a bralette too. So I mean, they were kind of like,
kind of like a little bit
A
more
little bit looser.
loosey goosey. Oh my god, that is awful.
yeah.
And fuck.
And yeah, how I just didn't like. I think about it now, and I'm like, why didn't I like text any of my male friends to come be here when I did this? But I was like,
well, you know now, and you'll do it. And
Yeah.
well, now you have a roommate.
I have a
so
roommate, yeah.
that really helps.
it's great. I'm like, my roommate is in the military and he bounces, and I just mentioned that to any guy who wants to come by. And I'm like, so just in
Yes,
case,
you were
know,
saying.
just in case, like there is a scary dude in the other room, and the walls are not that thick, so no funny business.
Love that
No
so
funny
much.
business, like-
you got someone who has your back. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah.
So what happened with this breakup? So you
yeah,
were
so-
living together.
Living together, like we lived in a bunch of different places,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, I got sick for a while. Like he was in school for a while, and then I was in school, and then he was in school, and then like I moved up here and had a job, and he eventually got a job, but I got sick. I had really like undiagnosed or untreated. We're trying to figure out endometriosis, which a lot of women know is like awful. I was in so much pain, so like I wasn't really working. I was working part-time for a bit, and then like I just couldn't work for like almost a year.
And that disease, is it a disease?
Yeah,
it's a
I guess
disease.
yeah.
is debilitating.
Yeah, it was in so much pain. Like I had surgery, I tried like all these different like drugs and everything. So I was in a pretty rough place, and like it does a number on your mental status too.
Oh, I
you're
can
like
imagine.
you're exhausted and in pain, so you're not active and you're not working, and you feel like a slug and all that.
And it probably affects your hormones too.
Oh, yeah, like, all over the place. Like, and I gained like a ton of weight. Like I like being the skinny girl, I went to being like 120, like 130 to like 180 pounds. And I like when I got weighed at the gynecologist one time, I was like, oh my god.
So did they know that the weight gain was associated with?
It was a bit. I was on these like all these different medications. So I did like Depo, and then they put me on this thing called Lupron, which like basically gave me menopause. So now I can super relate to menopause. Like hot flashes are the worst.
Oh,
like,
I can imagine.
So bad. Like I'm sorry, old ladies, if I ever made a joke about hot flashes. They're a nightmare.
Oh my
like
God.
so hot all of a sudden, like you just feel like you're gonna melt. Like,
I feel like I get them now.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
It almost felt like a panic attack, but with like more heat. Like it was like that. So
Oh my god, interesting. That's an interesting way to describe it.
it felt like that. I was overheating so much, and I started to panic. And I feel hot, and then I feel sick, and then like and then you mix anxiety in with it, and it was like
woohoo, a party,
yeah,
such a poo.
woo! It's like let's throw in all these like things into like the roller and see like what comes out, like what crazy thing we do in public. And
I just can't imagine. Like there's been so many times that I've looked up. I've always just thought, I'm like, I hope I'm not getting it, just because I've had so many issues myself, and I've had cramps that have been like made me want to die.
Yeah.
And it's just, ladies, if you're experiencing symptoms, get it looked at.
Yeah. And do be I was lucky, all of my doctors were very serious, and like
That's
all of my, they
good.
were almost all female, and I took it seriously. But be aggressive with your male doctors, because they'll downplay your pain. Like
it's just period.
It's just period cramps. Women overreact, whatever. Like and like I think I watched like John Oliver did a whole thing about that on his Last Week Tonight, which I watched.
Oh really?
And then I was watching like an old like the Law and Order pilot, like the original Law and Order, like 1992 or whatever it came out in 1990. And the episode was about a doctor, and at one point, like another doctor mentions, "Oh, well, we thought she was just being like over dramatic about her symptoms." And I'm like, even back then, you're like monsters,
and it's ingrained. Like it still happens.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hate saying it, but I even experience it with other women, and I don't know what it is. It's unfortunate and it's a struggle, but you got to stay the course. And if you can't find someone, if your current doctor isn't doing it, find someone else. Yeah. Get second, third, fourth opinions.
Do whatever you got to do. And it's hard here in Nova Scotia because it's impossible to get a doctor.
Hard.
But like I just called numbers until I got a doctor. That's how hard it was.
Well, I went to a doctor being like, I am depressed and I want to, like, I wouldn't say I'm suicidal, but like, I was just like, I really am not doing well.
There's been some dark days.
Yeah. Like, and she's like, oh, well, I don't think that we should put you on medication just yet. Like, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm on the wait list for therapy, but like, I haven't gotten therapy yet, so I don't think it's
I'm on the wait list too. I've been waiting for months, and I'm just like, I need to talk to somebody. Like, I got on the list for therapy like when I went through my breakup, like right after it. I was like immediately, I was like, I'm gonna need someone to talk to.
It's madness. Yeah. It's like you could be waiting up to a year.
Yeah, it's insane. And I'm like, I need, and like when I lost my insurance just now too, it's like, well, that bumped me like way farther down the list. Because I'm like,
exactly, because now you can't pay for it. And like me, I'm to a point where I'm just like, even just to talk to someone, like I would pay the $150 like to talk to someone. But I do also think that I do need to be medicated, maybe not like a high dose, but I would like to see what I'm like and she was just like, nah, and like wouldn't give me drugs.
Usually they don't want to give you like a lot of, they're just like, here, let's throw like drugs at the problem.
That's kind of what I was expecting, because people were saying, they're like, just go and tell them and they'll give you antidepressants. I'm like, oh sweet, happy pills. And then I never got the happy pills. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh no. And I've been through, like, I've had depression and been medicated on and off since like my teens. Like, it's always been a problem for me, like depression and anxiety. And usually it's mostly under control, but when you go through like a gauntlet and
things
I have
just
someone to talk to, but I'll mention just because like everybody should know about it. Have you ever used like the mobile crisis like hotline?
I've never known.
Oh, they're amazing.
Are
like
they?
You can call, like, if you're just like going through some like just going through it, like you're like, I was spinning out on panic attacks or whatever, and like you call them and they'll just talk to you and be like, yeah, life sucks. Like they'll commiserate with you and just listen and like like give you suggestions, and they'll recommend different things like that. So like,
oh, that's good to know.
And you can call them anytime, day or night. And they've been like
even if you're not
helpful.
like I want to kill myself. You
just call if like whatever you're having a cry or you're just like really down. You're just like, I'm so depressed I can't get out of my bed today. Like, and you just want to talk to somebody.
And it really does happen. Like you can get scared.
Yeah.
Like it's the first time ever that I've gotten scared.
Yeah.
From like a depressive episode. I would say like on the spectrum, like I'm not I'm more depressive than anxiety, but I do get crazy weird anxiety randomly.
Oh yeah.
But my anxiety is very strange. Like it's very what's the word? Larger scale. Like I'm scared of a piano falling on me walking down the street. Like I'm scared of the really weird
stuff.
rare things that like the chances of it happening are very low. But like I'm always thinking about like the worst case scenarios and stuff. But
and I'm like, I have a panic attack because I can't find like the right pen. I'm just like, oh my god! Like I'm trying to leave my apartment and I can't find like the one pen I need or like the lipstick color I want or whatever. But before I was medicated, my like panic attacks were crazy because they would come out of nowhere. I'd just be walking somewhere and all of a sudden my heart would start beating and then I would like black out, hit the ground and vomit. And you do that a couple times in public and that's fun.
Oh,
you're just
that's
like, oh right,
bad.
but that's all under control. So, but I am like an antsy person.
Yeah, mine have always been just kind of like hyperventilating. I'm just like I'm a big crier. I'm an insane crier. It's scary when I cry. Sometimes.
I try to keep it all in, and that's why I like throw up because I'm trying to keep all the crying.
It. You're internalizing your emotions, and then it's coming out in the form of vomit.
Yeah, and it's just and sometimes almost makes me feel kind of like, not to say that it makes you feel better, but like when you're trying to explain to somebody like a panic attack, and you're like, yeah, I throw up. They almost feel like they're more like compassionate because you had a physical response that they can understand.
It's like a physical. It's like when you're sick, you puke. So you're sick. Yeah, people. It's weird how we rationalize things, eh?
Yeah.
It's fucked. But we got on a tangent. So
so the breakup. So I was
you
sick.
got sick.
Yeah, I was sick for a while.
Bring
like
it back.
So like things were really like a little bit rough. Like he moved out to his parents for like a couple weeks because we were like fighting about me not working and me trying to like get my stuff together and like contribute more because he was paying like a lot of the bills. But like when he was a student, I paid for a lot of stuff. Like not as much. He like, admittedly he paid for like a lot of rent and like a lot during the time. So like I'll give him credit for that. But like he really held it like over my head. So
that's not good.
So he moved like out for a couple weeks just back to his parents to get like a fresh start, get his head right. And I was getting my like stuff like together. So like I went and worked like a couple cash jobs and then I got like a part-time job at the retail store where I worked. And then because I was part-time and I was like mostly students, I could work like all the day shifts. I could pick up shifts when people were hungover. I could pick up. So I basically worked full-time as a part-time employee.
Oh, that's good.
And then I kept like bumping up because like I was just a natural born salesperson. And so I just kept
you were excelling.
Yeah. And then so like around last September, right after back to school season, I got promoted to like a full-time salaried position as like a selling manager. So I started like a whole new job and a whole new job, but I started like a new position. I actually went over to the Micmac store instead. So it was like starting all that new stuff. And like we had just been through back to school season and it had been like so intense and stressful. And like I was trying to like reconnect with them a bit because I've been like sleeping and working. And like, let's go out and do like let's watch this movie together. Let's go have brunch or let's go do this. And he would
Quality
shoot
time.
all down, like shoot it all down. And like, and whatever money I had, I did make, I would spend on stuff for our apartment. Like he wanted these certain types of dishes. So I bought them and he wanted memory foam pillows. So I bought them because like I would walk around the mall, wait to see which things go on cheap, and I pick them up. So right around then, I was trying to reconnect, and things were like a little bit distant and stuff. And I come home from work. I'm walking up from the bridge to my place, and I see him standing outside my building, and I'm like, "Oh hey, like what's up?" And he gives me
here we go.
This typed up letter.
Typed up.
Not even signed. Typed up letter. He said, I moved all my stuff out. He told me he was taking a day off because he was stressed out or sick. He moved all of his stuff out. His parents helped him move him out. And these are people who were like my family for the last like 10 plus years. Like, because my family's all in Ontario, so I went to all their family events and all that stuff.
So it was like a second family to you.
Yeah. So he moved all the stuff out. He was like, I moved all my stuff out. And I wanted to go up and like, can I see what you took? Because there's so much stuff that like we had been gifted as a couple, or like we had bought together, like our like and stuff like at the time you're thinking like what about my game stuff or like those things that like because he's going for those first too, and like so
absolutely
he refused to go up to the apartment with me to even look and see what he took because he said I would call the police and accuse him of rape. What? I'm like, out of left field that came because I feel extremely like obviously as like most women feel extremely strongly when someone like fakes rape.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
don't do it. Like if you've had any kind of bad experience with a man in any level, like you want to be believed. So I would never like. So he threw that. He's like, I refuse to come up. Like he gave me the letter and like he's standing in like a parking lot. Like I live on the back of a bakery and all the bakery guys are like loading the bread into the trucks. I'm reading this letter like crying and like yelling in his face. Like
so he gave you the letter and had you read it in front of him?
Yeah, had me read it in front of him. Wouldn't go up to the apartment and standing outside while all these guys are like loading the bread trucks up, like chirping and at each other, like, you know, having fun, and I'm like bawling my eyes out reading
And
this
this was
typed
just
up fucking
so
letter.
you knew things were like not great, but
Yeah.
this was not at all expected.
Out of left field.
Holy
Out of
shit.
left field. I was like, maybe like I was starting to think like maybe we should do like couples therapy and try and figure out like some of our major problems and
Yeah.
like, you know, because we were together for so long and like I thought this was the person I was gonna like grow old with. Like
Oh my
we were on the same
gosh.
page about a lot of stuff. We were both like no kids. Like that's how, you know, like a lot of that like lined up, you know, and
Fuck.
his
Well,
family
you
was
were still
great.
fighting, and he had already checked out.
Yeah, he'd already checked
essentially.
out, and like he was letting me spend all that money too while he was checked out because he mentioned in the letter that he had been thinking about it for a long time, and I'm just like, you couldn't have like let me not buy all this stuff that you like. At least you didn't take it, but it was like I have all this stuff left.
It's almost like people are scared to break up or like bring up the idea of breaking up, like when they've already mentally checked out, and then they're like almost like using the other person.
Yeah, I felt like
which is so icky.
Yeah, so like, and the worst thing too is he did it like on karaoke Thursday. Like he did it on Thursday, and it was a friend's birthday. Like he was having his birthday party like at karaoke. So like he did it like that day. Like he knew Thursdays are like my most important like day to me. It was like a really good friend's birthday. Like I was super excited. Like I was coming home to just like shower. Like
So you hadn't gone out yet?
I hadn't gone out yet. No, I come home from work and he's just standing outside and gives me the letter. And
that's like unnecessarily douchey.
oh, it was like I couldn't believe. I'm like I deserve more than this.
Absolutely.
And like
if things are gonna end, at least end them in a way that's respectful to that person that you spent that time with.
And like be an adult, like it's
Absolutely.
The letter is like he basically like just like the letter is such bullshit. Like
Is there any tidbits in there that are
I'm trying to think of
particularly
the good ones? It's just like basically he just blames. He says apathy when really he means marijuana. Because I don't think he wanted his parents to ever see this, can know that we smoke pot. And if any of my family is watching, sorry, I do smoke pot.
It's legal now.
Yeah, it's legal now. Smoked it before it was legal. Don't give a fuck. All my problems, weed has been great. Anyways, like
can't change the past. It's
yeah,
all good.
fuck it, like, no. So like yeah, basically he keeps saying apathy so that if somebody sees this, they're not gonna be like, oh, he's a big stoner.
What
so
the
it's
heck?
just like, what was it like? I think here.
So
It's
crazy.
just like, I'm not happy with my life. We haven't been for so long. I want more than sitting around in a haze of apathy. Weed.
Oh my
like, really,
God.
guy? Okay, and then we have
What
somebody-
did he mean to say?
Like-
Apathy.
Yeah, and I think it was just like we smoked too much pot and we're like boring. And I'm like, we could have like quit anytime or
okay,
taken a
yeah.
break or like done like I just enjoy it more than drinking.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like at any time like we could have taken a break. If he was like, this is affecting a relationship, I would be like, yep, sure, no
So
problem.
there was no trying on his end. It was just him. He had all these thoughts up here that he never communicated to you.
Yeah.
And then he just puts
and then
a
just
letter on you.
Puts a letter on me, yeah. So it's
Fuck.
just like, let me see, like we have so many problems, and I just find myself being frustrated around you. Like this is my great, like right in the second paragraph. I'm not in love with you anymore, and I don't think I have been for a long time. But I couldn't recognize it from the suppression of my feelings that comes with the bad habits that we share. So he didn't know he didn't love me anymore because of pot.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's like probably the one thing that really hurt me because the rest of the letter is pretty BS. Like I mentioned, cleaning was a big thing because he's like, I do all the cleaning. I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
I do all the hard cleaning. You scoop the litter box and do the dishes. And just,
I can't believe he gave, like, what pisses me off about this is that he gave this to you
Yeah.
and had you read it in front of him.
And yeah, read it in front of him. He's like, you can go read it alone. But I'm like, of course I'm gonna read it here. Like, you're not just gonna. And he was like, at the time too, when he moved all the stuff out, his parents were parked like a block or around the way, so he could just walk and be gone.
So
like-
his parents were like helping him
Yeah, I know.
hijack this relationship.
Yeah, and I'm like, really, like these people who were my family for so long, I let him, and we're like totally okay with like, he must have told them like a bunch of nonsense, of course, like he can't trust what he told, but like, yeah, they just let him bail on, and like we lived together for 10 years, so that's marriage. Like we're common law married, and
Fuck.
like, yeah, so it's just like, and he
That is
blames
madness.
blames the cleaning, like, yeah, like what?
Yeah, really though.
Um,
Like these are things that can be changed and talked about and easily changed.
Yeah, and like his main complaint too was like, you know, like I had just gotten back to work and I just got a full-time job, and like I was just getting back to being able to like contribute like evenly to the household. Like he made a lot more money than me too because he worked in like IT and stuff, but like I
Right.
contribute everything I could.
Absolutely.
But he's like, you spend your money on luxuries, and like I buy a couple clothes and work because I need work clothes, and also when I buy jeans with my employee discount, they're like $10. So you
Hell
buy
yeah.
$80 games,
and you like you said, you buy stuff for the home.
Well, yeah.
That you were buying things for your relationship, like to nurture that environment for the relationship.
I will admit, like I do like have a problem with like buying clothes. Like I have like when you have that discount too, it's just like, and when you're like losing all that weight,
and when you're
everything,
working in retail, you're expected to look on trend.
Yeah. And
So you need to keep up with the trend. So you need to be buying. And I've had friends who've worked retail and have told me this, that like you need to be always buying new things.
Just at least something from like each, they call it like a floor set or something like that from each collection. Like you have to have a couple pieces that like like, or at least like the jeans that you're wearing most days have to be like the jeans that are in the store right now. So like I had a bunch of jeans that like I could still wear them to like on weekdays, but on the weekends, like you want to wear something that you can be like, these are these jeans, like try these, like
exactly, because you're representing. And this is why retail workers need to be paid more and given better discounts. Like let's pay them more, like let's pay them a good wage so they're already making good money, and give them a better discount. Because what's like the standard employee discount?
Ours was really good, which was nice, like that, like one of the best, because we got like 2 items for like 80% off, like every like 4 to 6 weeks,
good.
and then a bunch for 60, and then clearance was like usually like 60% off, and you would get like an extra 25 off that.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
So like it was crazy. I
but
bought
still
like,
pay
so
them
much
more.
stuff. But yeah, so like I would buy clothes, and a lot of times too, like I was losing weight, and I was like, I want to like feel good in my clothes and all that. But like,
but the other thing too is like I've been here. I listen to a lot of dating podcasts, and like it's interesting how many relationships, the main point of frustration is money, whether that be like someone making more money or like what do you do with your money. It's just like what people have to remember is like we're still individuals. Like even though you're in a relationship, like you still have your individual money and you can do with that what you want. You know, because it's your money.
And like it made me feel so bad too, because I wasn't making much. I was making minimum wage working retail, but I was working. I was getting off like I was still getting like better. I was getting like healthier, getting my like all my like treatments.
You're getting your
nailed
shit
down,
together.
getting my shit together. Exactly.
This is like kind of like your transition time.
Yeah, and like I would try to spend as much as I could, like what I had, like equally, like in like distribution of like how much we each made in salary. But like, you know, he could buy video games and all that, and he never said anything. And it's like, yeah, because you're making all the money. But if I buy a pair of jeans, I get the side eye when I walk in the door. And I'm just like, made me so bitter and so resentful, because I was just like, now when I buy things, I'm like, I don't have to explain this to anybody. The only like maybe I'll feel guilty for overspending, but like I don't have to deal with like.
And no one
I
should
would hide the
comment.
bags. Like I would hide the bags when I came home, and I'd be like, I would like tuck them in and be like, yeah, I just found this bra. Like
that's no fucking fun.
I don't know. And it's like I didn't eat. Like I would bring my own lunches, so I wouldn't eat at the food court. And like what I would buy in clothes would be less than if I ate at the food court every day. Like, and like you know, you spend $80 on a video game or whatever, and this and that, and like gaming computer. And I'm like, give her like you know. Whatever.
And no one should. I mean, unless it's to a point where it's like hardcore shopping addiction, like affecting your bills or your life, like no one should judge how someone spends their money. Because we all have our things that we spend on.
We all have stupid shit we spend our money on.
Like yours is clothes, me, it's like fucking makeup. I buy a lot of makeup. Because makeup always fits me and I hate clothes.
I'm always like, I love to shop. Like clothes are definitely my big problem, or like just little things, you know, like treat yourself or whatever. Take out or like, you know, grabbing a beer before a comedy show or whatever.
Absolutely.
And
we're all trying our goddamn best.
Yeah, just like,
can people relax?
Yeah. It's like, let me have some fun with the money I have. I know I don't have much, and I'm gonna have to like maybe get a late fee, but like
and that's the thing too, like you need to have fun with life. Like you need to have those spendings that are for stupid fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise you're gonna be a very unhappy person.
Yeah. So like that was like a big part of it, I guess. And they mentioned that in like the letter too. Like maybe you should chip in. I'm like, I chipped in. I chipped in.
Well, you're chipping in what you can chip in. That's the important part. Like it might not be what he wanted you to chip in.
Yeah.
But you're still giving something out of the money that you have, which is not as much as him.
Yeah, like I would go to because I was working in the mall, I would go to Walmart and grab the groceries, and like I would buy that, and that wouldn't count towards his mind when we went to Sobeys and he bought groceries. Like, well, I still bought like all the stuff we needed at Walmart every time I like came home this week. Like,
doesn't seem logical.
I know. And it's just like, let's see if there's any more tidbits in here for you.
That's just so heartless.
Yeah, and at least he was not. He paid 2 months rent on my place. Which, that was decent enough. But still, like, he owes me so much more. Like, you know, get a lawyer and all that kind of stuff, right? Like there's, I mean, go, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to play that game or whatever,
right?
And he's just like, you're gonna hate me, but eventually this will be better for both of us. And I'm like, I would have been less bitter and shitty and won't make fun of you on stage if you've broken up with me like an adult. Like if you had talked to me about any of these problems.
And I think, because I think what happens is that like he mentioned in there that he was like falling out of love with you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll wait until they are out of love.
Yeah.
Rather than when they're starting to feel like things are changing, talking about it.
Yeah.
Like right when that happens. And that's the main, because there's nothing worse than hearing that. That is the worst thing to hear.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, just that was the line that really hurt me. It was just like I'm out of love with you. Okay, like it's not, we're not working out. I'm still in love with you, but we're breaking up, or like because of all of our other issues. But and it was like so much stuff too, because like we used to go to concerts and stuff together and like do all these fun things, and then he stopped wanting to go to concerts with me. Like we wouldn't go out as much. Like he wasn't big into, like, I'm like very much an extrovert and he was very much more introverted, and like he liked to game online with his friends and talk over TeamSpeak or whatever they use. And that was fine, but he stopped wanting to go out and do those things, but he would complain that he never had any friends to go out with. And
you're like, here I am, I want to do things.
Yeah, I want to do things. Like, come out. Like, you know, all my friends, we've been together forever. Like, you can come out and hang out for a little bit, but then I would have to make sure he was like having fun the whole time, and like that's a whole thing. And like
this is like this is PTSD for me, because it sounds like my last relationship too. Gamer.
Yeah.
Worked at a kitchen, so worked late. Actually, not IT. Not as good with money as that, but like worked late, would like just play video games all day, like would never go out with me, but also was kind of an extrovert, oddly enough, but it kind of like was not good in that sense, because we were always competing in a weird way. But yeah, same thing, like I was always trying, I was always the trier.
I always feel like I was always just leading him along behind me, like let's go do this, like let's find some stuff to do. Like
you're the motivator.
Like
you shouldn't have to motivate the person you're fucking dating.
Like, let's go do something, like let's get out of the house. Like even if it's like he wouldn't want to spend money on like concert tickets, or like even just like little things like building a home, like we wouldn't let me spend money on decorating and like stuff like that,
because you wanted to make a life.
I wanted to make a home, instead of like, of course our place is messy because there's nothing on the walls and there's nothing that makes me feel like I'm living here. I feel like I'm a student with all my stuff in the corner. I'm gonna move out at any day.
You wanted to nest.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted like just make a home, and that's basically what I did as soon as he left. It was like I bought a rug, I bought like a bunch of art for my walls, like, you know, I just like got my bed frame and my weird rope, and
worth it, maybe.
It's creaky too, which is a problem. I was like, now I'm single and coming over, and I said like I had it set up the wrong way, and the first time I brought a guy home after that, the neighbors downstairs like heard all this banging and were like on the ceiling, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
It is like, it's so funny because you don't notice it in the moment.
Yeah,
in the moment you don't really care.
Oh, it was definitely like that. I did notice it, but I was like, I don't care. I'm so drunk. This is my first like roll in the hay since. And
so I want to know, so the breakup was obviously really hard. How do you deal with, you're a Leo, so I'm fascinated by this. How do you deal with heartbreak? Are you someone who rebounds, or do you like, are you like me, like I'll take all the time I need, I will cry and I will fucking veg, like how do you deal?
I kind of did like I go, whenever I'm dealing with like kind of any problem, I go into like problem solver mode, where I'm like, all right, let's fix all the stuff. So it was like, all right, let's get a bed frame, let's like get a consultation with a lawyer and see what I might do, like let's call the mental health line and get my stuff like in, you know, get myself on the list. Like I woke up, like I still went out to my buddy's birthday and everything. I got a bunch of free drinks. Like I talk about in comedy, like I did get a bunch of free drinks.
You went out that night?
I went out that night.
Did you cry?
Not really, like a little bit in the bathroom. Like I cried a lot. I called a couple friends, and my girlfriend Melissa came over right after it happened, and like I was still like, I was crying and I was already going into problem solver mode. I was like looking at my paycheck, because I just started getting a salary, and I was like, all right, can I live in my apartment by myself?
Oh god.
Like I immediately went into, can I live in here by myself? Do I need to get like a roommate right now?
Wow.
I just started fixing like all the problems.
And in like that night, were you just like, okay, yeah, it's done? Like, was any part of you going to try to fight for it?
Especially the way he did it. I was like, and especially that like that rape comment, that I would accuse him of rape. I was like, thanks, like no.
Yeah, that's kind of the nail
I don't
on the
want
head.
you back. And I always like, I don't want to like, it feels bad to kind of say this, but like I always gonna want to do better.
There you go.
Like we had a really good like
run
connection and like relationship, but like I don't know. I just sometimes.
Well,
I
like you said, like you were always like trying to motivate him and stuff. Like so clearly, like something was off there. And that's always the hard thing about a breakup too. Like when you've been wronged.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this, but it's easy to get into the victim-y stance of like, he hurt me, he's an asshole. But then like you really gotta look at the relationship and be like, do like a postmortem and be like, okay, well actually, we might not have been.
It should have been like 5 years ago. Like,
yeah,
it
exactly.
probably should have like should have cut that off. Like we changed too much as people. Like
right.
And like he kind of like stalled out, and I kind of felt like I kept kind of growing and changing, and like I went through some hard stuff, and I went through a bunch of things, and like.
Were you the same age?
He was a year older.
Okay.
A year older. So like nothing crazy.
Interesting.
But like he was like, I was the first person he ever lived with outside of home, and he'd never been with anybody but me. Right. So I also thought maybe like, you know, that's obviously in his head, like sex life and all that stuff.
Lose your virginity to each other?
No.
Okay.
I had a couple. I was with a few people.
Okay.
Like not a lot, just a little bit of college, you know.
Right.
You know.
Okay, gotcha.
A little of that, but yeah.
That's good. But he was like was he your first boyfriend?
First like real serious. The other one was like 3 months, and it was regrettable. He was a guy who was really into World War II history, which is just, I'm a Nazi.
Oh God.
Yeah, which I didn't realize right away, and then like he bought like like, you know, like those, like a lot of students have like flags in Nova Scotia, or like they hang them up, and like you can buy them like from like places like the black market and those kind of places. He bought one, but he bought a Nazi flag.
I was hoping it wasn't going here.
Yeah, it was that guy bought a Nazi flag, and then. The most fucked up thing that's probably ever happened to me in bed was like we were sleeping together, and I was on top, and he's like, when I saw you on top in front of the Nazi flag, that's never been more sexy. And I was just like, okay, I'm out. Okay, we're done here.
That is wild.
That was insane. And really, I was only with that guy for like a little while because I was like, I want to be in a bit of a relationship before I lose my virginity. I lost it to him. I was I want it to be just like, I want some sort of connection. I don't want to just be like,
absolutely,
you know, and, but yeah, after that, I was like, okay. Holy shit, that was fucked.
That's fucked up.
And like his mom was Jewish, like, and he was like, and like very obsessed with his circumcision, like so upset about his circumcision, which I get. Okay, like don't snip penises, don't do it. Like leave them alone. If you do have a snip penis, it's fine. Keep it clean. I don't care what you have.
Right.
That's the important thing.
Wow.
So,
holy shit.
My relationships have been weird.
So after the breakup, how did it take you a long time to be with another person?
Not like super long.
Okay.
Like our sex life wasn't really great.
Oh, okay.
So, like I went and like I wallowed and I did a little bit, and then I actually ran into like somebody I'd met like years ago, and like we reconnected and just kind of had like, he had just gone through a big breakup, so we kind of had like a fun friends, like partner in crime kind of like fling.
I like that.
So it was like, you know, we would meet up and hang out a bit, and it was like it wasn't really a relationship, but it was like consistent.
Okay.
So I had like, that was a good like starting point. Well, I did like one night stand first, like not like first, but like it was a couple months.
Like a true one night stand?
Yeah, like a true, it was my first one ever too. Like first on one night stand, picked up a guy at the ale house. Well, he picked up me, and you're dancing, and next thing I know, like mouths and butts and grabbing and all that, and I'm just like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, I'm just like, all right, let's get in the cab. Like, you're cute enough.
Oh, see, I don't think I've ever really had a true one night stand. Like I've banged friends that I haven't banged before, but we stayed friends, so I don't really think that counts. Like a true one night stand would be like, don't know them, bang one night, that's it.
And which is like, I've done a few things, and like I've banged a friend and all that. Like I've done, been trying a lot of different things, and I like trying like a little bit of a dating thing too, and but so far like the one night stands are my favorite thing, because like I don't have time for your shit.
But you're in, because you said has it been about a year?
Yeah, it'll be a year at the end of the month.
So, we should celebrate your 1 year single anniversary somehow.
Absolutely.
With some going out or something. But you're in the fun, like, okay, honestly, to me, the first year of being single after a big breakup or relationship is the funnest year.
Yeah. Oh, I've been having a blast.
Because you're just like, well, take a while to get over it and stuff. And obviously, I think you're always still kind of getting over that relationship. Like, I feel like relationships impact you more than people think.
Yeah. And like, it's still
people
like,
think
it still
that they're
hangs,
done
like,
with it, but it's still kind of there.
It still gets me sometimes. Like, I do miss the good times, or like he sneaks into my dreams to cock block me in my dreams.
Oh no.
Yeah, he comes. I had like this dream, and he kind of like snuck in there, and I was like, I had like a hot dude, and then like he came back, and he's like, I want you back, and Dream Me was like, yeah, I want you back, and I woke up, I'm like, fuck you, Dream Me, you're better than that.
Fucked.
Yeah, and like so he showed up to cockblock me in a few of my dreams, which I'm like, that's
A dream cockblock.
yeah. And I'm like, damn, it was a good dream.
What an asshole.
Yeah, no, stay out of my head.
But I want you to teach me your ways on being trampy.
yeah.
This was a word that she used, by the way. I'm
Yeah,
not calling her
I'm
trampy.
You know, I was
We talked about this
is my
beforehand.
trampy year. Like, I am fully admit, like, I am doing what I want. I'm gonna, like, I don't.
I love this, and I need you to teach, because, like, I want to be, and I don't know how to do it. And it's just, like, one of these problems that I have. Like, I might be, like, a little demisexual. Like, I feel like I need a lot of connection to, like, actually bang someone. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to fucking bang. I'm 32. I need to be fucked more.
Yeah.
How do I do this? What's the game plan? Go out and like, how do you meet people?
I just kind of just do like I mean I've only had like
Really?
a couple. I just kind of like the last one I had, which is as I mentioned before this when you mentioned doing this podcast, was like, yeah, I got trampy last week. Like,
Let's hear about the trampiness.
Yeah, so I was just like, we were at a bar and like it was somebody's birthday and I had a bunch of drink and like there was a band playing and a couple people were dancing and I was like, I'm gonna go dance. Like none of the guys wanted to dance, so they were watching my drink and I'm dancing and I just start dancing with this guy and like
Okay, this was a dance. Was it a dance floor makeup?
it wasn't really a dance. Like it wasn't. Yeah, it was just kind of like it was quiet. It was Sniggly Wigglies like on Thursdays where they do like the Legendary Goldblums and they play,
Okay.
which is so much fun. I love going
Yeah.
there, and also 250 well shots.
Ooh, that's fun.
The band's amazing. I love, but yeah, we were just like dancing and having fun. Like some girl was trying to teach like his friend to swing dance. I'm like, you don't know how to swing dance? So I was like teaching him like drunkenly how to swing dance, or like stumbling around. I have these giant heels on. I'm just like,
Were you drunk?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like not like out of control drunk. Like I know
Drunk enough, though,
I know
right?
like my level. I know where to stop.
Right.
Before it's
Because
trouble.
that's the thing about drunk sex. Like, there's a point.
Yeah, there's a point where it's like, am I a predator? Which one of us is the predator?
Oh my god, I've had situations like that.
Yeah, I'm just
it's
like-
very, very sketchy.
Later, my friends were like, he was really drunk. I'm like, I was really drunk. He's like, you were the no. Just because he was younger than me. So much younger. But yeah, we were just dancing and then like kissing, and then like I pulled this really like the bar was kind of closing out, and I just walked over and like tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, what are you doing next? And he was like, nothing really. I think we're going somewhere, but like, do you want to do something? I'm like, yep. Let's
So
get a cab.
Did you just sense chemistry or like
Yeah, it was
like
just
sexy
fun.
vibes?
Yeah, I was just having like
And
a
then-
good time, and
And then you cabbed.
we cabbed, and
There's something about that. I do think that the drinking helps the confidence a bit.
yeah. It helps me like go up and like I'm pretty social. Like I just go and start meeting people or like dancing. You can go to like a meat market type place. You can go to the ale house, and if you stand on the dance floor on the right night,
Okay, we
like,
gotta go out together.
Yeah.
I think that this podcast needs to turn into an experiment now.
Yeah.
To see if I go out with Vicki, if I can get laid. Because I this summer I wanted to do an NDO, which was new dicks only.
Okay.
Because I do have a tendency to fall into patterns
Oh, okay.
with friends, and then I don't expand my dickdom.
You're
My kingdom of dicks.
yeah.
Dictum. And then I just end up like, and I'm kind of going through a midlife crisis of like, I should be getting fucked more. I should be fucking more people.
yeah.
I just gotta have some fun and do it.
Yeah.
And stop being so serious about everything.
Yeah, and like I just went for it. Like the
I
first
love
one, I
that
was like,
so
I'm just going for it. Like I got no, like not really any reservations as long as you're not like creepy and like there's
Yeah.
a little bit of chemistry. Like, and the best, my favorite thing that the guy said to me was, "I'm a sailor. I leave on Sunday," and I'm like, get in the cab.
Okay, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Perfect situation.
Perfect situation.
for a one night
And
stand.
very thick London accent, which was nice. Except we were both so drunk that he was so drunk his accent was so thick, and I was so drunk I could barely understand what he was saying.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, I like the way you say it. So
Did you go to your place or his place?
my place. I like to go to my place. I like my things and
See,
all
I'm
that.
the opposite.
Yeah, I feel safer at my place.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
true.
with the roommate and all that. Like, I can kick you out. Also, if like I had too much to drink and I'm like hungover, I don't have to like walk of shame.
I don't like kicking people out. I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I also don't like strangers sleeping over.
Yeah, I usually, and like, luckily he had to be back on the boat by 7, so like,
That's
you know, it was like we had just enough time for a cuddle, and I was like, all right, out you go, walk it.
And he's a sailor, so he's no issue paying for a cab back
Yeah,
to
no
wherever.
problem. It was great,
Although the idea of fucking on a ship would be
fun.
a lot of fun. There's something I love about the idea of being just, I don't care, and I'm just going to be blunt about everything.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to a podcast where one of the hosts said that she went up to like a friend that she was hooking up with, and she literally just said, this is so crazy. but they were like flirting all night, and she literally went up to him and was like, "If you make me come later, I'll suck your dick."
I love it. Fair enough, too. Like,
And I was like, I really want to say that to somebody because there's something about that is so ballsy, and it's also so just like, I matter. You need to please me.
you need to earn the dick sucking.
You need to earn the dick sucking because far too often do I suck dicks and get nothing in return. Like, it's so like, I don't think people realize how. I don't know about you, like with your hooking up. Like, do you find that they go down on you, or
yes, they are much more willing than I am.
Okay,
because I find like oral like pretty intimate for me to give.
I do too.
I don't mind getting it. Oh, selfish. Selfish.
Such
Shocker.
a Leo.
Shocker. Don't mind getting it. But yeah, like I find like dick sucking is like a second or third time like we hook up. Like I don't want to do it the first time, but sometimes like if they're doing it right, you know, like they're clean. The cleaner the better. First of all, like, did you shower before you went out tonight?
Yeah, you gotta assess the situation a little bit.
And that's one thing that like I want to mention because it really pissed me off about my ex was like I don't mind sucking dick. Obviously, like I don't really enjoy it, but I like that they enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
I'm
saying
sorry that.
it.
Like I get that, like I do, but I'm like I just want like it clean. Like I'm a cleanliness. I don't like that taste of like sweat or you know. And I'm like, can you just.
Thank you.
Can you just like, and I asked him, I was like, I would have no problem because he had a problem with me. I wasn't sucking enough dick. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I wasn't. But like when we're about to have sex, I go home, like I go in the bathroom and do like a quick wet wipe, you know? Like,
absolutely.
Like clean it up. And when I asked him, like, could you do that for me? He was like, you made me feel like my dick was gross and you made me feel bad about my body. And I'm like,
oh my God.
He made me feel so bad about it that basically became like another contentious part of our relationship.
Make us feel gross with our vaginas
So
when we're not even fucking them.
Yeah. Like
so go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
and I wasn't asking the world. I'm like, just give it like a little like rinse in the sink, or like I'll put the moist towelettes next to the bed. Like it's fine.
It's so easy. I'm
just
such a fan of the
like,
wipe.
Yeah,
yes.
Just give it a quick, and then like I will go for days. I just want it to be clean. Thank you. Like that's it. Like that's just clean it. And
far too often have I done it and it hasn't been.
And it's so hard
gross.
to get into. And
so and you're just kind of doing it, and like you said, because they want it.
And it's like they're enjoying it, but you're just like, I am like, and when it's not, I'm not enjoying this at all. Like I am drying up as we speak.
I actually totally agree. And I said recently when I was drunk at a party, I was like, because I've gone on record saying if I had the money, I would 100% hire a male sex worker if he was hot and very clean and like professional.
Oh,
like I would 100% do that because there's something about the idea of like you're paying for a service, like they're going to get it done.
I get exactly what I want. I don't when I say do it that speed and don't change it, they won't change it
because they get paid.
Yeah, and like that was another thing. Like slow, like do it this way, and wouldn't listen. Just start like this is the speed, not this speed,
and whatever speed you pick. At least be fucking consistent.
Yes, it's all about consistency. It's not like with guys. I feel like the fast like that you start to go faster, and that's not the way. Like
no,
it's just like just like a lawnmower.
No, and like honestly, like if I hired a male sex worker, and I told this to my friend was shocked. She was like, "You wouldn't?" And I was like, "No, I wouldn't blow them because it's about me. It's not about you. I'm paying for it. I don't really. I mean, maybe it depends. Maybe
it was like a fun 69 thing or something.
Maybe if I was really attracted to them, because like you said, I feel like most of it is knowing that they like it.
Yeah,
that's I would say 90% of what
we do. I mean, there are girls who love sucking dick, and more power to you. Like if that's like we all have our own things that we prefer. But like more power to you. Like love it. Like if you love sucking dicks, like all the dick you want.
Speaking of which, one of the reasons I don't like it so much is I have a clicky jaw.
Oh yeah.
Like my jaw, like when I open my jaw wide, it clicks like 2 or 3 times, and it's like it can get painful. So yeah, I kind of have some issues with the dick sucking.
Yeah.
I was at the dentist, and they were like, "So does this cause you issues?" And I was like, "Kind of." I think I felt like saying why, but I didn't. But she was like kind of younger and my age too, and I was like kind of assessing it, being like, "How can I?" It's
hard to eat a big sandwich. Can't get my mouth around to like a Subway Sammy.
Yes, I should have said that. Or like a giant hot dog or something. I love hot dogs, and I love eating hot dogs, and like it gets hard sometimes.
You can't just get. It's tiring.
It is an issue though, and I hate, and I can't help but feel that like, listen, I can probably understand as well that eating pussy is probably difficult in its own way, but it's not like something's going down your throat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not on that same level. So
Yeah.
fuck off, guys.
Yeah, and I have like a
Seriously.
little bit of like a gag reflex too. So I'm
Me
like,
too,
give me
big
like,
time.
like just let me control it. Like, because when they start like moving the hips, I'm like, don't
Yes.
do that because you're gonna make me throw up.
Did you
on
hear
your-
that?
Yeah.
Men, did
Don't
you
do the
hear
hip
that?
thing. Don't do this. Stop.
And don't push my head down
Yes.
unless I tell you to or I direct you
I
to.
would prefer if you like just didn't touch my head at all, unless you're like playing with my hair, because like that's my little like fun thing. I'm like, if you pull my hair,
Pulling the hair is good because that's pulling. You're not
Yeah.
pushing. You're not like pushing
Yeah.
it. So
or like mussing it up or whatever.
yes, I
like,
love that.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
fine.
that.
But yeah, don't
I like when they
push.
tie it up for me. I think it's
yeah.
really sweet.
Yeah. It's hard with the short hair because I'm always just like,
I know it's so. And like seriously, like I consider it like when I'm about to eat a really big thing of ribs,
Yeah.
I just tie the hair up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you know it's getting serious.
Yeah.
When I put the hair in a ponytail.
Yeah. I know. We're gonna get messy.
This went places tonight. Did it ever?
This is so much fun.
Oh my god! But you're having but was the one night stand with the sailor good?
Yes, I had
Was
a good
it?
time. Yeah,
Good?
it wasn't like amazing, but it was fun.
Oh,
like low
that's
pressure. I felt really bad because my room was so messy. Like my room is always a disaster anyway, but it was especially bad. Like I shave. I don't shave, but I trim. Because
Oh, I was gonna ask you about your grooming.
yeah, bring it right on it. But anyway.
Your grooming.
On top of the grooming, yeah, I can't shave. I have my skin's like
really?
allergic to like trauma. Like I can do that thing where like you can write on your like arm. Like if I were like Vicky, it would say like Vicky on my arm. It will like hive up.
Really? So you just can't shave.
I can't really shave. Like I do my legs like for the summer, but now they're like so fucked over. Like they need like 3 months to like
Holy
recover.
shit.
Like
Oh,
it's
that
rough.
sucks.
Yeah. So like I just do like a tight trim.
Have you always had that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like we were trying to figure out for a long time because when I was going through like all my lady problems, I was also having problems with like itchiness and discomfort. And we discovered that was because like it was hot down there and like jeans and stuff, and like the heat and trauma and like friction was what was causing it. So I went to actually like a special like gynecological dermatologist, and they were like looking at like they were asking like what pads do you use, like trying to figure out like what soaps, and I'm like I use like nothing scented, anything like that. Like
scent is terrible down there.
You know, take care of my bits and all that. Like I do all that, and then the lady just took my arm and she took a pen and she went like this, and then she like waited a minute, and then she was like, "Yeah, you have like whatever it's called, and you just need an antihistamine." Like,
oh shit!
Yeah, I was like so itchy, like I had to sit on ice packs. I had like ice packs like up in my bits because I was like, and it was summer, and it's like that makes it even worse, and
that's the worst, and that is so frustrating.
Yeah, so it was like
yeah.
That was like, yeah, so I keep a tight trim, like trying, and also just for personal preference, like I let my legs go like crazy and like sometimes I don't even care, like if it's
if you know you're not,
if I'm hooking up anyway, like if my legs are scraggly and you don't, if that's like a no-go and you're gonna be out, like fine, like the vibrator is next to the bed, like,
and I don't think any guy would at that point care
exactly,
and I don't think guys care about Bush anymore either.
No,
I think Bush
really.
is coming back.
Yeah, as long as it's not like, as long as it's kempt, I think like as long as you don't have like I even will like trim my leg hair too, or like I'll go like full Silkwood and just get rid of all the hair like in January and just like do like exfoliate, get rid of everything, and then go back to like growing.
So with that condition, could you never do laser or anything?
I wonder if I could do laser.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I think if I like actually paid for, because I don't have a drug plan, so I stopped paying for the antihistamines because they were super expensive for some reason. But yeah, I think if I did that, but it's not like really a problem now. But yeah, so
that is interesting. Okay, because I'm someone who goes, I just get rid of all of that.
Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable like with the waxing thing anyway.
Yeah,
and then it would make my skin like so mad.
It is quite uncomfortable.
It's so angry, and like I tried to do it for a bunch of years, like for my ex, like just for his, like he never expressed one way or the other whether he preferred it, but sometimes I would just clear cut.
Yeah,
excuse me, just because
clear cut,
just get rid of it all, like, and then I would let it grow back.
Well, because I think too, like our age, I think around our age, like we kind of grew up, or like we're in the age group of thinking that that's what guys like.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you're younger, coming into like your sex life, guys don't really care. So
Yeah.
I think girls these days will have it good.
Yeah, it was such like a porn thing too, because when the internet porn became popular,
Yes.
and everyone was like shaved and bleached assholes and perfect and pink and labiaplasty and all that, it's just like, no, it doesn't look like.
Well, Whitney Cummings made a joke because she was like, back when I was younger, like guys wanted bald pussies, so I got it lasered off, and now all of a sudden, Bush is better than bald, and what the fuck, I got it lasered off.
Yeah, and it, like what would you do with the bald spot like on there? Like,
I just get really pissed when guys don't take advantage. I'm someone who does it for me, but I also do it for me when I know I'm getting laid.
Yeah.
So it's for me to make me feel better during the getting laid process. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if I let the trim go and I don't, and it's a little scraggly or whatever, like around like the edge of the underwear or whatever, I'm like, okay, like that, I don't feel good about that.
Exactly.
And that's just me. That's my personal thing. Like I have no problem like not shaving my legs, but I do shave my armpits constantly because I don't like hairy armpits personally.
I don't either.
But
I would get that. I think that would be the first thing I would laser off is armpits.
Well, with my if I could do my legs and like never have to worry about it, like that would be awesome.
That is interesting though. Fuck. But also kind of like takes the pressure off.
Yeah, I'm like I have a legit excuse to not shave.
You really, really do.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm good. Like, feel free to steal it. I'll look up the condition because it's never recalled, and you can use it.
Well, I mean, I get quite irritating down there. Quite easy. I think it's just like really sensitive skin.
Yeah.
But it's a struggle. Let me tell you, having a vagina is a struggle.
Oh my God, I call her Her Majesty because she's in charge and very high maintenance. And she is accepting suitors too. So like all around, just like
Her Majesty.
yeah. Her Majesty is in charge.
Oh, is she ever?
Like she runs the show. If she's having a bad day, we're all having a bad day.
See, the thing is like I take pride in taking care of myself in that way, and it makes me sad that guys aren't experiencing it.
Yeah, I
You know what I
find too.
mean?
Like now, a lot more guys do like manscape, which is good. Like
I appreciate that quite a bit. Yeah,
like
that's the thing. Like with girls, it's like we gotta take like probiotics for our vaginas.
Yeah.
We gotta like I don't know. It's just like this. That said, that they are like a self-cleaning oven. I've heard that like the more soap you put down there, the worse it is for you. So you're actually not supposed to technically put soap down there.
yeah. Rinse,
That's what I've heard.
Rinse and like a very careful like clean. And
Yeah. So I guess I don't wash my vagina. Is that what I'm saying?
you clean it. It's just
clean it.
It's a different kind of washing.
Yeah,
I
because
guess.
I've actually heard that it's the soap that could make for smell.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised because I think, like, not to toot my own horn, I think she smells all right. Like,
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I have bad days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have like an extra sweaty day or whatever. You know?
Or like around your period.
Yeah.
Like I always say that there's like a buffer of like a day, but like a day before and a day after where I'm like, nah, probably shouldn't touch it.
Now I understand those ads of like, I don't feel so fresh. I'm like, yes, I do not feel fresh right now.
That said, I'm 100% down to have period sex. I just wouldn't want them to go down on me or like think like I would just be like just bang and that's because the horniness around my period, the horniness is insane.
I don't even know. I'm on the fence about period sex. Like I've done it, and like the cleanliness. I think it's like just like I don't find myself gross, but I also don't want to clean it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like if you have no problem with it, and like like I'm happy to kind of like get on board. But usually like I'm so not into it at all. Like my sex drive is gone when I'm on my period.
Oh, really?
Especially with like the like endo and the pain and stuff.
That must have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, it's like I do not want to. Like I feel bloaty. I feel like
for me, it's always day 2 or 3 that the horniness happens. Or it's right before. It's one or the other.
Oh,
day
yeah.
1 of my
before
period
is like
right before it's bad.
Yeah.
Day 1 of period is a no zone for everything.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with like I'm just going to be eating ice cream and fries and like a fucking mess. So
it's more this Vicki feel up in here.
Yeah, get another drink. What else is there? So you're out, you're being what about like finding independence after because 15 years is a long fucking time.
Yeah, I mean I was pretty
that's
independent
so
up until we lived together anyway. Like I went to school, I lived on my own in my own apartment. Like I had roommates, but I also lived alone. And so like I was fine like just picking up my life where I kind of left off. Like I really enjoy like I'm an only child. I enjoy being alone. I don't mind like my me time. And like it sucked because like I miss having that extra income and all of that. But I just like I pick myself up, dust myself off, and then I started doing comedy.
That's amazing.
And like I felt
it's so interesting that comedy comes along when you're going through shit.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not therapy, but it kind of is. It's my outlet anyway. Like,
yeah, I don't see it as therapy.
But it's definitely like it makes me feel like. Also, when people laugh at stuff that's happened to me, like we can all relate,
right?
Like we can all relate to this like horrible.
Well, that's just it. Because like, there's kind of always like this argument of like, can happy people be funny?
Yeah.
Like, what's funny about just having everything go as planned?
As planned, yeah.
There's nothing really funny about that.
And I find myself like with depression and anxiety, but I'm also like a very up person. Like I'm very like. When people say, they're like, are you on coke? I'm like, nope, it's just me and like some caffeine. Like I'm a very like positive, upbeat person. Energetic, yeah. So it's just like I go from being like miserable to like, all right, like I'm not bipolar, but I feel sometimes like I'm bipolar because I go like full high energy and I'm just like all over the place.
Are you someone who has to recharge by being alone
yes.
for a bit?
Yeah, like I did, I think it was like a week or two ago, I did Gus's and then I did Oasis and then I did Beerley's and then I was like, I can't talk to anybody. I can't see anybody until like next Monday. Like I'm tired.
Well,
I'm
of course.
Exhausted.
Well, because you're very new still too.
Yeah.
So that's a lot on someone who's new.
Yeah, and like I hang out too because like you're new, you want to hang out, you want to get to know everybody and like so you end up hanging out longer, you end up drinking more and
absolutely, yeah, it's
so much. I drink so much more now that I do comedy.
It can. Well, I mean, it's tough not to because I mean, if you just go to a show, like you do feel like you kind of have to have something.
Yeah, and I find like I have a system like I like to have like 1 or 1.5 beer before I go up because I'm so nervous. Like that's my chill.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like that's like my system. Like I gotta.
You're like just a little buzz.
I just need a little bit to loosen me up a little bit, get me moving on the stage.
Get loosey goosey.
Yeah, a little loosey goosey.
Did you feel like when you started doing comedy and started meeting other comedians, because like I don't do it, but like I'm kind of in the scene a bit, like in terms of this show and stuff, and when I started interviewing comedians and like this past year making friends with comedians, like I kind of felt like I found my community.
Yeah, I feel
in
like
a strange way.
People, because I mean, I was always friends with Matt Ryan, but like I've made so many like friends through this. Like Frost and I hang out a bunch.
Love Frost.
Frost
Shut up,
is
Frost.
so funny. We love you.
I love you, Frost.
Like,
I felt so bad because her episode, she did a video episode as well, and the audio fucked up on her episode, and I felt so terrible. So Frost, you got to come back on. Yes. If you're listening to this, you come
all
back
kinds
on
of girl
another
trouble.
time. Yeah, we'll have maybe like a girls episode sometime. Maybe
so
get a couple
fun.
of you on.
Yeah.
But it's so nice. Yeah, when you find people who get you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes people like us, like bigger personalities, people who are kind of like more open and more like in your face, like it can be hard to find people who get you sometimes.
Who get you or like aren't overwhelmed by you. Like that's why a lot of my friends are dudes because they can handle just like I'm not one of those girls who's like I don't have any girlfriends. I do, but like guys can usually just like they're the anchor while I'm just like running around like.
Because do you find that being a big personality can be a hindrance sometimes?
Yes, and that's actually why like I lost my job. Is that there was another girl who just didn't like my personality, and I find that it happens to me every 5 or so years, my entire life. Like this happens is some it's always a woman, it's never a guy who meets me and is not buying what I'm selling. Like I get along generally with everybody. Like that's why I did so well in retail and like customer service. It's like I can meet somebody and be like best friends with them in like a minute. Yeah. Like these women, I meet them and they just don't like me. I had a teacher like suspend me and make it become a story and like all this crazy stuff when I was in grade 3.
Oh my
grade
God.
3. And then like I had, bullies in high school or through school, and like I had a girl who would like bring in donuts for the whole class but not me, and when like stuff like that would happen. I had another teacher in high school who kind of pulled the same thing, like, oh, she's so weird, like blah blah blah. And I've always been very confident in my weirdness. Like I am who I am, and like I don't give a fuck. Like but these women they target me and they go after like my jugular like angry terrier, just like they just go at like they don't want no part of like.
I think that they see that you're confident in yourself and they're I don't want want to say they're jealous,
Yeah.
but they're intimidated by
I'm
it.
hesitant to say jealous as well because like sometimes they are. Some of them have been on like now that I'm older, less the teachers, but some of them are like the lady who kind of got me fired was a little on the dumpier side.
Right.
Similar age, hadn't had a boyfriend in a really long time, and I'm like, I'm single. I'm going out to be trampy. Let's
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
having fun
And
with your
she
life.
was like so miserable. It was like walking around, and I think I've described her a few times on stage because the only way I can get over being bitter is to come up with new mean ways to describe her. I'm like, she is like when you have to poop, but you don't give it enough gusto and it sucks back in. Like being around her is that feeling. Like she is that feeling. Like I ran out of Vagisil. I didn't have time to get more. Like that was her as a person, just prickly and miserable and uncomfortable and slightly violating. Like,
well, there you go. I mean, I think people get intimidated because they see that you're happy and they want so badly to be happy.
yeah. And I'm like, I could be
so they
happy.
attack.
I'm happy to like take you on my happy train. Like, let's go. Like, let's be friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take you out. Like, we can meet. Boy,
That's the thing.
I'm
you
so
can,
game.
You can either go the way of being mad at that person,
Yeah.
putting that person down, or make friends with that person.
Yeah.
Get that person in your life. Because like so much of being in your 30s for me has been figuring out who fits in my life and who doesn't, and who is giving me energy and who is sucking that energy.
Oh, like I am so like low drama too. Like, with even my friends, like if the drama starts to happen, I like if I'm a part of it, like I'll apologize and kind of take it. But like I take such a back step as soon as someone starts to like stir up shit. I'm just like and out. Like
And
I have
I'm outta
no
here.
time for this. Like I do not need to be worrying about whatever. And I find that you're just trying to find like those right people. And going through like a crazy breakup and like all the other stuff that I've been through this year, like I found like who I can really rely on.
Yeah.
And even though like we could be really good friends and like fight all the time and stuff, like I know that they'll be there. Like my friend who I called, like after Ryan left with the letter and everything that day, like I called my friend Melissa and she lives close by and she was like, I'm walking the dog, I'm on my way over. And she was there and she let me
That's so
cry and
special,
let me kind of like ramble and all this other stuff. And then she's just like, I have those people that can rely on, like my buddies help me out and like help me move some stuff out or whatever. Like
That's
my friend
amazing.
would give me like a beer loan so I could still get like cheap beer at the Oasis and I'll pay it back when I got my paycheck. And so I was like, I just need a beer loan till payday. I'll e-transfer you tomorrow because Oasis is on Thursday and it's like I get paid at midnight.
Yeah. You got to keep those people around.
Yeah.
Like the people who truly don't make you feel bad about being you.
Yeah.
Because like that's something that I struggle with as well. I have always felt like I've had to change for people. Yeah. And it's a sucky, it's not fun. And I'm going to be honest too. I notice this with a lot of girls like us. Mm-hmm. Bigger, louder, more outgoing, energetic women, I feel like are so often put into this like you gotta tone
Dial it down.
You gotta tone it down. You gotta tone it down.
Don't be so excitable. Don't be so this. Don't be that. I'm like I am like 100% excitable all the time, and I'm sorry that you aren't. Like,
and I want someone who, even if they're not like me, appreciates that about me.
Yeah.
Like it might be harder to find.
Yeah. yeah.
But like it's just it's tough. But ooh, good for you for being such a positive light. In the world.
I mean, that's all you can do. Like, you just pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and it was like break up, and then it was like let a friend move in, and that went crazy, and she bailed on me on rent, and then I had another roommate who bailed me on rent, and then like I got fired, like, and that's all in the last year. And it's just like the only thing I can do is be positive and write it down, and then in 6 weeks when I stop being bitter about it, it goes up on my comedy.
There you go. You're channeling it.
I
into
just
comedy.
kept writing it down, and I'm like, okay, like, because I did some breakup stuff when I did my first couple sets, and they were funny, but they were like a little bitter, and I don't want to be a bitter comedian. I want to be like, I want to be like positive and like relate and all that. So
I love that,
and that's why I love the community and like making, like, I feel like I've just made so many friends so far already, like, because I feel like we're all weird in our own way.
Absolutely,
and we're
it's
so
a bunch of
accepting.
weirdos.
We're so accepting of our own weirdness because probably no one's accepted our weirdness up until now, or like, you do. It's been a much smaller level of people who were like, okay, cool, like you can be your full self with them. Like, I don't feel like I have to hold back anything when I'm just. I love to get there nice and early and sit around and chat with the comedians as soon as, like,
it's great.
Every time we do open mic, and stay later
and stay
like,
after. Yeah, exactly.
And just get to know everybody, and like everybody's been through. I think like it was Oasis a couple weeks ago, and Chris Laff was talking about how he used to be heavier, and I was like that's so real, because I'm like, oh, I get it now, because like. Yeah, like it was like, all right, we all have like our own, like, everyone's been through their stuff.
Some shit. Yeah, absolutely. It's so great. And also too, just to be able to be self-deprecating and have people understand that it's humor.
Yeah.
And not go, oh,
Yeah.
you God love my friends, but I sometimes it's just like they just don't get it.
Yeah.
That I'm it's humor. It's not
Yeah.
I'm not
Sad.
okay.
You're
Like
fine, yeah.
like
We don't need. Oh my god, I forgot to mention this one super crazy detail. So I didn't figure this out until a little while after Ryan had moved out. But he hid all the knives and everything sharp. Like he took the sharp stuff out of like the tin foil and all that stuff because he thought I was gonna like cut myself all up over him. And first of all, I'm like, hey buddy, I live like 3 blocks from the bridge. First of all.
you needed to put that in your set. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm much more of a bridge jumper.
Yeah.
Oh,
then really a cutter. And I was like, also, I'm on a lot of antidepressants, so I could just like eat this whole bottle and like call it a day. And I was like, you didn't try that hard, really, to like, if you really cared about my mental health, you would have had like your mom call and check on me or something. Like, if I had a big, like, I would have like I was like broke up with somebody like that, I would like maybe like have like a family member be like, you call and make sure you're okay. Like, his mom's on my phone, his sister's on my phone. Like, I care. And like, yeah.
What made him think that you were that mentally unstable?
I don't know. I don't think he ever really understood like mental health problems. And he definitely had like some anger and some like, I think he definitely like had some depression. And like I would always try and get him to go to the doctor and like try it out or like find someone to talk to or try and do this. And it was always like, no, I'm fine.
And he's probably trying to make him like put himself higher than you.
He's trying to make, like, he was trying to paint me as crazy, kind of like
time.
I'm crazy and blah blah blah, and like I'm dramatic. But it was like I'm only like dramatic because you like wind me up so hard, and like when you fight, and next thing you know, I'm screaming. He's like, "Why are you screaming?" I'm like, "Cause you're screaming at me."
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you're telling me a bunch of like really fucked up shit, and then he would cry, make me feel bad because when you see a dude cry.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't have any friends and I don't go out. And I'm like, well, that's you. Like, call your friend. Like, all your friends are local. You could take a bus and go see your friends anytime. Like, don't
and I'm sure
put
you'd
that
go
on
with
me.
him.
I would go with him, or I'd let him do his own thing. I go do my own thing. Like,
yeah, you were flexible.
Yeah. And that's why, like, with him leaving, like, my independence and stuff, like, I'm just, like, good on my own. Like, I'll go do stuff on my own. Like, it's nice to have a buddy, but also, like, I'm learning to go do stuff alone again. Like, I went to my first concert by myself.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, like, I went to that.
Appreciate the alone time.
Yeah, I couldn't really rally anybody to go with me. And some people ended up showing up later, but, like, I was like, I'm going to the show. I'm not missing it.
Good for you.
And, like, I have a ticket for a show later that I'm the only one who bought a ticket for it. And I'm like, I'm going to go see the the Thrush Hermit reunion show. And
I want to go.
Yeah.
Is it sold out now?
I think they added a second date, and I think they both are sold out. But keep an eye out because people usually like bail on
anytime
tickets.
You just message me anytime you want to do something because I'm down.
I'm the same way. I'm like, let's do this thing.
Yeah. Like I just think asking is like, you know, being like feeling included. Like, yeah, like I have the option to go out if I want to.
Yeah, and I always try, like, my friends are really great for that too. They reach out to me and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, and they don't make me feel bad.
Exactly.
And then I do go out and like, and then the same way, they're the same way. I'm the same way with them. Like, I get that you just like, you want to be out, but sometimes you just can't muster.
Or you're broke. Like, money's a huge thing for me right now. I'm just like, there's so much I want to do, but I'm held back by money.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find kind of like cheaper ways to, like, you know, get out of the house and socialize and have some like off mic time, because that's something that I've been experiencing lately. A lot of friends have been like messaging me being like, this crazy thing happened in my life. Can we do a podcast? And I'm like, can we just hang out?
Yeah.
Can we have a sleepover or something?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this like while I love doing episodes around things like this, I feel icky sometimes, especially if it's like really fresh. Like if you had messaged me the day after a breakup being like,
let's talk about it,
I'd be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad. I feel like I'm capitalizing off this. Yeah. But I think it's important to have like those off mic friendships.
You don't need like to perform and you feel like you're on.
That's kind of what it is. Like I feel bad packaging it as an episode and putting it out.
Even when I'm out with friends, like I do feel like I am on sometimes. Like I love to be like an extra and be out there and do all that stuff, but I do sometimes come home and I'm just like, I am exhausted.
Right.
Like, I want to be like fun, but like I'm also like,
well, the best friendships are the kinds that like you can hang out and like just like even just be on your phones together.
And not say a word. Yeah. Love that.
Like where the silence is okay.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like a roommate friendship where like, you know, when you have roommates and like you can just like kind of go sit on the couch and like, just like not necessarily talk, but just be together.
Yeah. And when my friend and I
that.
were living together, like that worked out really well until like, unfortunately she was a little bit bonkers too. And like, it was a nightmare, but like when we got along, like we would just sit around and like she would like recommend Netflix something and I would recommend something and we would just hang out and like talk about boys or whatever, and
or you put a show on
and just chill.
No pressure, but you can watch it if you want. If not, go do your own thing. Yeah, I love that.
Or she would like go in the back and like do
friendships.
puzzle and I would watch like whatever show I want, and she would like she set up a mirror so that like the mirror would reflect off the TV so she could like see the TV while she did her puzzles.
I like that.
Yeah.
I miss that. That's one thing I miss about roommates.
Yeah.
Is that like comfort of having someone
a buddy
there
around. And like I like my roommate because I do like my space and he likes his space.
Yeah.
So like when he's cooking or like when I have my living room spot, like we chat and stuff, but it's like all right, and then we're just like own space.
I love that. That's so important. You don't want someone who's just like constantly at you either.
Yeah. That was my last roommate that I had was like that was the guy who drove me bonkers because he always like I felt like I had to be on for him all the time. Like I was his source of entertainment. Like he would just come and just talk at me and repeat himself. And then I found out like he was drinking like a huge thing of like vodka and whiskey and shit in his room on his like nights off.
Sure.
So he was like a real big drunk.
Oh damn.
Real big drunk. Which is like fine, like cool, but like don't make your drunk like my problem. Like don't come out and expect me to like entertain you because you're drunk and I'm like just trying to watch a show.
And also, do you find that when people go to you like you said kind of for entertainment or like because they know that you're outgoing and stuff, do you find that like sometimes if you're not in that mood they'll be like, well, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Are you sad? It's just like, no, sometimes I need to be quiet.
Yeah. Although when I'm quiet, people usually I am. There is something wrong, but yeah, like I was out I think last week and like I had like a slightly confused look because I was like, all right, I got to the bar and I got there late and I was like, do I put my karaoke slip up? Do I get my pitcher? Do I go get go to the bathroom and like touch up my lipstick? What do I do first?
Yeah.
So I was like looking really like haggard and like just kind of like lost. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, nah, I'm just a mess. I'm good. I'm not actually a mess. I'm just trying to like plot my like strategy here.
I need to know, how did you find Beerley's the first time you did it?
I was terrified, first of all.
Yeah, I would be too.
But and really terrified because there was like a big group of talkers who were there.
Yeah.
And Andrew Vaughn was hosting because Catherine was doing Tinder Tales, and the talkers were like bad. Like even mic'd, you could barely hear the first couple people. So like I was getting so nervous, and a lot of the comedians who were there were ones I didn't really know very well yet.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't see like any like super familiar faces, but I saw somebody I knew. So like, which we were chatting, but I went up in it, like they seemed to really like my stuff. And that's when I started recording my sets, was like that week I did the 3 shows. So
good.
I listened to it and I was like, there were some women who were just loving like my single trampy material. I'm just like, yeah. Like when I say strap in my fuck me bra, like some girl was like, you go girl. I'm like, damn straight.
Oh, that's great.
And that was like one of the first things too. Like when I became single, I was like, all right, so I need some sexy underwear because all I have is Walmart underwear.
Hey, they're economical.
Yeah, they're they work, and if you stain them, it's not a problem. Like, fuck it. You're not gonna wear them out. But yeah, all I had was Walmart underwear. I was like, all right, well, I'll go down to the sister store. So I got a big deal on underwear. So I'm like, I go buy cute underwear.
Yeah.
Gotta go get myself like a cute bra. And like I was making kind of jokes about it. And then some twat who was working there reported me to the manager and was like, she was saying like sexy things. I wasn't like, I'm gonna go get a bra. Fuck me. Like I say that on stage, but I was like, I'm gonna get like a cute bra because like all I have are like utility bras. And she reported me for being like inappropriate talk. And I was like,
heck?
And I'm like, you're a teenager. You're all oversexed anyway. You're all students. Like,
oh my god.
I was like, yeah. I'm like, I make jokes, but I know how to make work appropriate jokes. Like, I curse and swear and talk about my vagina a lot on like outside of work, but I know how to not make vagina jokes at work.
Absolutely, and that has nothing to do with your work, how you are at work.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like kind of a crazy thing. I was like,
that's insane.
Yeah. It was funny because I went down the store and like they don't have a lot of sexy bras, but I was like, I need your sexiest one, and we don't have. I'm like, yeah, but like support, like push it up, and like it's like a black kind of lace with like the nude underneath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah, and that makes me feel real good. Like when I put it on, it's just.
Oh, black lace. You just can't. Every time I go La Senza, because La Senza has like a bunch of really cheap like bodysuits, like lacy bodysuits, and I'm loving the bodysuits lately. It makes me feel real
I gotta give
good.
that a try. I've always been afraid of the snaps in my crotch, which I'm like, what's wrong? The snapdragons, I'm so afraid. I'm just like,
that's fair. That's totally fair.
And as I think about it, like getting sweaty or like, maybe you are working on a hookup.
The logistics of a bodysuit can be
tricky.
But, like, just with this weight gain that I experienced, like, I'm just like, this is the only thing I feel good in. I can't do a bra and panty set.
Yeah.
I just don't feel the same sexiness as I used to. I just gotta lose the weight. But yeah, no, like, the bodysuits there, they're all, like, really bright colors. Like, I think, like, bright colored lingerie is in right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just want fucking black, or my rule is black or red.
Yeah.
Are what I will do for lingerie.
Okay.
Because I find that those are the two, like, most classic colors.
Yeah.
Because red lingerie does something to guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
That's like,
It's
I don't have
something.
red because I'm like, if I wear red, I'm just like a giant ginger nightmare.
Yeah. But with black, like, you can wear it under things. Like, that's the
I
good
do
thing
have like
about
a
black.
couple like sexy red bras, and I'll like wear it
Yeah.
under a shirt. Like I love to do like a shirt where you can see like a fun bralette. Like I love my fun bralettes. Like
yeah, show, like, do that little tease.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something fun under here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. I wish I had more money to buy cute, because I think that's so much of, I love that for confidence, like,
Yeah,
just
it
knowing
makes
that
you
I'm wearing
feel
something
like-
cute. Yeah, it's,
you got your good underwear on tonight. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you got your good bra and like
let's fucking go.
let's fucking go. Like I'm not gonna be ashamed to take off my shirt in front of you.
Yes.
It's not like not the nude one that's like a little bit sweat stained.
We really gotta go out and just start going up to people and going, if you make me come, I'll suck your dick.
We should do that one night. That should be our opening line the whole night.
That should truly be like an experiment some night.
I would
to
do
see
that
if that
with
works.
you. Absolutely.
Yes?
I have no problem.
I
Like,
love
it's-
this.
Like I am just like fully embracing like trampy, slutty, whatever. Like I think like I thought I should feel bad about
No.
like hooking up and doing all this stuff, and I'm like I don't feel bad at
and
all.
Please take me with you, because
I feel like
I need a hype girl in my
Yeah.
life.
I'll just go up and start talking to dudes too. Like I have no problem. Like
I love that.
My guy friends, like I try to wingman for them, but they won't close the deal. Like I'll meet some girl in the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, my friends go smoke, so they leave me alone at the table, and like I just would like somebody to talk to." And I'm like, I come back out of the bathroom, I'm like, hey, like watch for that girl when her friends go to the bathroom. Like she wants somebody to talk to, and she's super cute. Like go talk to her. And then they're just like, no, maybe later. No, I'm like, guys, fucking go. I did the recon. I did the ladies' bathroom full on recon for you. Like you're not gonna get that from a guy.
Truly no.
Yeah, not gonna get that insight.
I think we gotta let's ask around.
Yeah.
Find out who else is single and DTF.
Yeah.
And even guys. Like
Yeah.
guy friends that we know in the scene.
Yeah.
We should like plan a night and we
just-
should all just try to get fucked.
Yeah. And
I
we gotta
love
do it
this
like
idea.
it's dangerous now though with the students being back in town and being
Oh,
30.
God.
Like it's I had to take being over 30. Like I had to take my birth year off my Facebook because not to like brag, but I do get clocked quite a bit younger than I am.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. So like most people
What do you get clocked for?
usually like between 23 and 25.
Same.
Around. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking for something young. Like I don't want anything. I want some energy. Like I don't mind if he's not great at it. I would like the energy.
I would totally. How low would you go?
It depends on if I know beforehand or after, because like usually I add him to Facebook after, just so like when I stand on
Are you
Facebook.
on apps?
No, that's one thing I wanted to
Okay.
like. I'm like I really want a Tinder, and I'm afraid of Tinder.
We'll have you back on sometime. We'll do a
Yeah,
Tinder
we should. I was thinking
takeover.
like I was gonna mention like we should like definitely like hook me back up on Tinder
we could do something
because I
fun
can't
with
afford to
that.
keep getting drunk and just doing drunk hookups because it's expensive.
But like if you were to put age preferences, an age range, what would you put?
I would probably say like 11 years younger, and then like probably the same. Like age isn't really like a thing for me. It's more about like who you are and like where you're at in life and that kind of thing. Or like like I don't care.
I don't
much.
think I'd go lower than 25.
Yeah, I just kind of accidentally did because I checked the Facebook of the sailor and I was like, damn. But yay, good for me. But I was like, now I do feel like a predator.
Oh no.
I'm just like I'm not a cougar yet. But
I do tend to go for older though. There's
Yeah.
something about an older guy. Not like crazy older.
Yeah.
But like, 5 years ish older than me. Like I think my limit is oddly like 42. I don't know
Yeah.
why I put 42. It's very specific.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but Vicki, we're gonna wrap.
All right.
We're over 2 hours.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This was 2 hours and 8 minutes. This is quite standard.
That
for
was so
Intoxicated.
easy. Like we just
Yeah, that was so fun. Thank you so much for coming on. And thanks so much for coming on, like, kind of impromptu, because I needed a guest this week, and you were, like, so awesome enough to come on. I appreciate it so much. Can people find you? Like, can people follow you somewhere?
Yeah, so I use kind of like, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me sort of. So my Instagram is Vicki Grape Juice, per Welch. It's Vicki Vicki, like the chips. Every time I say, when people try to spell my name, I'm like, it's Vicki like the chips, Welch like the grape juice. And Dave Sears told me if I keep saying that, he's gonna punch me in the face.
I love it.
But that's how people remember how to spell my stuff. So I'm on Instagram as Vicki Grape Juice, and you can find me on Facebook too. I think it's Victoria Welch. I don't have Vicki there, and
sweet.
You can just find me. And I want to do I do one of those like professional pages or anything like that? But I've been sticking with Instagram.
Instagram's good because then I feel like it's weird if like random people were to add you as a friend on Facebook.
Yeah, I just add people and they go in like a separate list where they can only see like certain things.
Nice. Oh, that works.
It's like my family list. Like my family can't see
Yep. I have that too.
My because like I also accidentally posted. Oh my god, I posted a picture. Someone tagged me in a picture, and I was like, my tits look really good. So I posted the picture on Facebook, and my mom's on my Facebook like crazy. My mom's all over my face. She lives in Mexico, so like we don't see each other a lot. But she like kind of like posted like a can't unsee type post, and I was like, I deleted that comment right off there. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. Like you ruined my tit picture. Like they looked really good that day. I was wearing a little like I called it like my trampy summer too. Like I bought every tiny top I could get from work. I was like, give me all the tiny tops. I have a bunch of shirts that are just bras, pretty much.
Oh my god!
And so I was like wearing that, and like it was an up like down. So like they were looking good. They were looking really good. So like I usually don't like reshare stuff that people like. I'm not a social media person. So like you find me on Instagram. I don't post a lot. Usually like I'm bored and waiting for the bus. I'm like selfie.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's pretty much what I do.
And then like going forward, you could post like if you're ever at any shows. But like that said, guys, like open mics around the city, you're on them quite a bit.
I'm pretty much always at the Oasis.
Always the Oasis. Gus's. Have you done Sunday Sillies yet?
I haven't done Sunday. I keep meaning to go. I did meet Ian on Monday, so at least I got to meet him because I had a chance. Yeah, I keep meaning to go and like watch it and introduce myself.
It's so fun.
So I want to do that, and like I want to give a big shout out to like Catherine Robertson because I met her like a couple years ago, and I really wanted before I was broken up. Like I really want to do comedy. I went to watch a bunch of open mics, and like I talked to her about it and added her to Facebook, and then eventually I started doing it, and we did the ladies' night, and she actually like remembered talking to me. She remembered like she was waiting for me to like message her, and she heard I was doing comedy. She was waiting for me to message to do Beerlies, and like you message her, and she just like takes you in like a comedy den mother.
She's
like
a comedy mama.
Yeah, she just teaches you like here's who you need to contact for this, who's for that. If you need any like you want to talk about jokes, like you are like.
Catherine is one of my favorite
anchor
people
of the scene. Like you are so amazing,
truly,
and like I love you. Like
she's actually coming back on. She did do an episode,
but
she's coming back on this Saturday.
Oh, awesome!
So Catherine Robertson, she's amazing.
I love her. Yeah, and like she just made me feel like so included that somebody I talked to so long ago remembered. And even like another like weird small kind of story was like Kristen Finch, her husband actually saw me at Sniggly Wiggly's like a couple months after I did my first couple sets and before I got back into it again. He's like, I remember you, like it was your first couple sets and you were funny. I was like, if somebody remembered me and thought I was funny in my first two sets, I was like, well, I was motivating. So like thanks to you as well. And like
I think if you ever see a comic do well, always go up to them and say, you did well.
Yeah, I want to know that you enjoyed it, and like I do the same thing with like karaoke. If you rock a karaoke song, I'm going to tell you that you're awesome, and like that. Like give every like people want to know that they feel good. Even like when people rock a good outfit, I want to tell them like they look cute or like make people feel good.
It's so important. Pride. I've never felt hotter in my life than this past Pride because like I was just dressing up and everyone was just like, you look so fucking like strangers were just stopping me going, you look so good, girl. It was just like such a positive positive environment, and I was just like, why can't every day be Pride? I love this.
I try and treat it like a pay it forward too because like I do like I dress a little weird and I get compliments, and I'm like, if somebody compliments me, I want to compliment like 10 people that day.
Exactly,
because it's just like it makes your day when someone's just like, I like your hair, your necklace is cute, or like, I like your you pull out your wallet at the cashier and they're like, oh, you got a fun wallet, like a Batman wallet, and they're just like, like
it's so easy to go negative,
and it's so like when you're going through like life is like shitty and you hear that little positive comment, you know how much it picks you up. Like everyone's going through shit, so
everyone's going through
just pass along anything you can do to make somebody feel good. Like if someone's wearing a shirt from a show you like or a band, I'm like, I love that band, like, and you know that made that guy's day. Like
absolutely,
I'm all about that. So I feel like that positivity is like kind of like seeped into like my general like
Aura.
bootstrapping and like my comedy too. I'm like, I just want to be there for people. Like,
You're a very positive energy.
I want to just
It's
like
very
take
great.
everybody into hugs. Like, I just want to like be there. Like, if you need, like, anybody needs anything or like
Group
wants somebody
hugs
to talk
after
to
shows should be a must.
Yeah.
I think that's
That'd be
that's
adorable.
great. I want to be there when you try. And I wanna see
all the
look on
guys would
people's
just be
faces.
like, what? Oh no.
I love it. I do enjoy you quite a bit.
Oh.
We're gonna be good friends.
We're soul neighbors. We're just like
soul
close.
sisters in crime.
Yeah, just ready to hit the town and cause some trouble.
Ready to hit those D's.
Yeah, because you said you're unemployed. It's like, let's find some cheap booze and regrettable men.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect timing.
I'm
for this
all about
friendship.
making like let's make some regrets.
I would like to.
Yeah,
I would like to.
I
act
would
it.
like to regret something.
Absolutely.
I've been too like vanilla. Like let's do something that like I can also use in comedy too.
Yes.
I'm like, if I do something shitty or something terrible, like, something awful happens, goes right in my set.
I love this. It's been so long since I've had a night out that was like a memorable night out, and I think we got to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Oh man, Vicki, thanks so much. You're the best.
You too.
Thanks
I
so
love
much for
you.
coming on. You get to end the episode with a bell.
Oh,
Ring.
can I like?
You can do whatever you want.
Yay! Oh, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh my God.